Was? Der Lockdown. Das klingt nicht gut.
Alex, oh thank God you're alive. It's Jenny, the floor manager. Are you okay? Alex, you need to get it together. Look at the broadcast screen.
Warte? Oh, das ist der Schauspieler. Das ist der Actor von ganz am Anfang. Lawrence Blüblüblüm. Der wird anscheinend gesucht. Das Annual Office Outing ist... Annual Office Outing. Oh je. Und das Bild war doch ein anderes.
Just look at it. That's all we've been putting out since you went down. You have to fix it now. Look left, Alex, out the window. See? They're all over it, little bastards. You're going to need a full charge to clear that many off. Hold down the big button until it's fully charged. Then release it to zap the little fuckers.
Was ist das?
Excellent, Alex. We're broadcasting again. They must have built up while you were napping. Usually it only takes a tap on the button to clear one. Look, there's a lone one climbing now. Zap it off before it starts to mess up the signal again.
Whee!
Great. That seems to be the last of them. For now. Right. We're about a minute out. Get the adverts loaded up. I've got to deal with my pet idiot. And Alex, keep your ears open. You'll hear them climbing up the tower. Don't let them build up.
We'll be going live to the National Nightly News. But before that, let's take a look at what's coming up later on.
This has no credibility, Jenny.
Channel 1 at 7 o'clock.
No professionalism.
Oh ja.
It's not a mess. Everything is where it should be.
Der sieht-
It's ramshackle and characterful.
Der sieht auf jeden Fall nicht so gut aus.
That's followed at 8 p.m. by a
Of course, Meg.
Mag am Bier liegen, aber ich feiere das Spiel selbst beim zweiten Mal zuschauen. Ich glaube, das ist auch ein Spiel, wo man... Da würde sich Alkohol gar nicht so schlecht machen. Das macht's dann noch mal lustiger. Das ja.
Place look lovely, but I can't see it, can I?
Thanks, Jenny. How's lock-in with the boyfriend going?
outside.
Decided to take his chances on the wild streets, eh? Rather than endure another romantic comedy.
Electric Fever Dream, starring Lawrence Blunderclatch as Helen.
Jeremy, Jenny says your hair looks stupid.
Yes, I can hear her.
To 11:15.
As she says she's not talking to you.
Yes, I know, I can hear her.
Shall I count us in?
Make it so.
Okay, 10 seconds. Break a leg, everyone.
Preferably a furry one.
It's the National Weather Report.
5, 4,
But now
3,
it's time to join Jeremy Donaldson. For the
Good evening, I'm Jeremy Donaldson.
and I'm Megan Wolf. Our main stories tonight.
Snugglefuck? It's been almost 5 weeks since all the Mrs. Snugglehugs
Ah.
toys woke up simultaneously in factories worldwide and began searching for their husbands. The Mr. Snugglehugs we have so short-sightedly destroyed. And now, as this photograph suggests, they may be changing tactics.
Built to surprisingly traditional gender stereotypes,
Ach,
the Mrs.
das sind
Snugglehugs
Snugglehugs.
are arming themselves with a variety of household implements.
Ach, das sind Snugglehugs. Die übernehmen die Menschheit. Das ist alles ein Plan von Advance. Das sind Androiden, die die Welt übernehmen oder sowas. Hab's jetzt schon von mindestens 5 Leuten gesehen, ist jedes Mal wieder gut. Ich glaube, es machen auch die meisten immer etwas anders. Und dann hat man trotz 5 Leuten immer ein anderes Gameplay. Dafür sind so Spiele absolut gut.
All the more reason to make sure that cat flap is taped up good and tight.
Armed with blunt weapons, the Mrs. Snugglehugs are only ankle height and therefore able to be kicked away easily by young, healthy individuals. They do, however, pose a particular risk to the elderly or those with pre-existing medical conditions like fatal bruise syndrome.
Going stir crazy, with no signs of Mrs. Snugglehug's batteries running out, and the government lockdown now in its 31st day, domestic relationships across the country are taking some unexpected turns.
Dramatic reports are beginning to emerge of uncharacteristically bold behavior in homes across the country. And we're not talking about the model planes that occupy so much time in the Donaldson household.
With dating
Yes.
options limited, many house sharers, in particular students, are finding
Das ist wieder...
solace in
Moment. Das da ist, glaube ich, wieder unser komischer Ballspieler. Das da ist, glaube ich, seine Gegnerin gewesen. Und das ist, glaube ich, die Blonde von diesem Auftritt.
tenants they'd previously rejected as unfuckable,
Völlig
indulging in an activity that
unfickbar.
They're on the tower.
Old dog's new tricks. Bad boy celibacy Johnny Handsleeves announced today that he just can't wait until
Woo!
this lockdown's over so he can start his new career.
It
Das
is, of
ging
course,
schnell.
up to each of us to choose how we spend this brief spell of collective unconsciousness. But if this photograph, sent by the man himself, is anything to go by, Johnny seems to be making some interesting decisions with regard to his time at home.
Making his announcement by drunkenly shouting at his neighbours from the steps of his capital accommodation, Johnny was heard to repeatedly yell, "I'm gonna open a fucking florist," before failing to get back inside his house and slipping it off over a low hedge. I'll take a dozen
Mann, oh Mann, oh Mann, oh
roses,
Mann, oh Mann.
Johnny.
The shape of things to come? In their own version of a lockdown for more than 45 years now, the descendants of Doctors David Wong and Ingrid Svorsborgen-Horgensvoord and their unfortunate team today
Wusste ich's
managed
doch.
to get a personal statement to the surface using flagellized imaging equipment.
Many of the Svorsborgen-Horgens brood, as they've come to be known, have certainly captured the public imagination, with a recent vote naming Helvetica Svorsborgen-Wongensvoord the most likely to survive.
Was für ein Name war das denn jetzt?
Helvetica Svorsborgen Wongensvoord here with a little update.
Svorsborgen Horgensvoord?
This year's going to be our biggest ever harvest, and autumn's just 2 weeks away. Or at least that's what we think. There's no real day or night down here, and all the clocks broke a long time ago. But if our calculations are right, we
Man
think
hört die.
that for you up there it is Wednesday the 4012th of January, or as you call it, Pissmouth Day, or possibly Boxing Day if we're a bit out. So happy Pissmouth! I hope you get all the presents you asked for left on
God.
the Pissmouth fee. I'm hoping to complete my collection of rocks. See you in September. Helvetica out.
It's hard to believe they've been down there so long now.
But everyone knows time moves differently underwater, Jeremy. That's why baths take so long.
Hat die das gerade wirklich gesagt?
That's right. And as anyone will tell you, the deeper the bath,
The quicker the relativistic forces of temporal causality will have a measurable effect upon the fixed dimensional parameters of your environment.
yes, I've said that many times.
Papers, please. With the lockdown becoming ever more rigorously enforced, having a passport is becoming increasingly important, Alex.
The government caused controversy today by announcing a fresh charge of passport fraud with an imaginative form of punishment for those found guilty of this brand new but incredibly serious crime.
The international community have been critical of Advance's decision to begin branding those found to be abetting passport fraudsters.
Keine Ahnung, was ich mit den Bildern da
I'm
beeinflusse.
told it's actually preferable to most music currently in the charts.
And Advance speaks out, with the snuggle struggle proving a test to governments around the world. Advance HQ released a curious statement this afternoon.
In the accompanying release, they asked us to stress that they have been listening and that this should be taken as a response to how the people really feel.
We've certainly done our bit on this show to contribute to the political climate. But let's not forget, how we behave in our home lives is what really
Den
matters.
muss ich piepen.
Let's hope it's not just me who filled out that questionnaire, Jeremy.
100%ig.
We're all in trouble.
Let's play that statement.
Evening. Apparently, we need to have a chat about playing by the rules. So, the other night I were at my local park for research purposes, and there were a bunch of lads having a kickabout without a care in the world. And not only did they refuse to let me join in, they wouldn't even let me have a swig of their white stripe. Laughing
Was?
and joking they
Kein
were,
Koks für dich?
like there weren't a national crisis on, until one of them little pink demons followed them home and kicked the shit out of their nan. So, I've got two things to say to you young, fit folk. One, stay at home. It's not for you. It's to protect your own people and Bill next door. And two, always share your booze with your Prime Minister. The old man used to say, there's only two type of folk. Them who will help you across the road with the shopping, and them who will kick you in the fanny and nick your macaroni. So don't be a pasta snatcher. Stay at home. Have a brandy. And this will be all over before you know it. Thank you.
Delectable stuff.
Later
Okay.
tonight, Jeremy will be catching up with brave roving reporter Patrick Bannon, while I check in with two friends of the programme who find themselves stranded at opposite ends of the country.
And then, in part 3, there's going to be a quiz. Presumably because there's nothing more important going on that you might like to report on if you were, say, a news programme.
And in a moment, we'll both be asking Sophia Rimington how such a trusted brand can have made such a terrible manufacturing mistake.
With what it describes here as help from popular psychic scientist Delia Lyle.
Oh, I like her.
Why do you do that?
That's all coming up on tonight's
National Nightly News.
Geht das jetzt? Warum habe ich hier eigentlich einen Job für 100 Leute? Kann mir das dann erklären?
First tonight, how did we get here? Where are we going? And most importantly, who's to blame?
Joining us from her ranch in Algorithmus is the CEO of Remington's Fist, internationally respected business Bengali, Sophia
Hi.
Remington.
Thank you for having me, Megan.
Budget Cuts. So.
And from
Also mache ich doch meinen echten Job? Ja, jetzt macht das ja alles Sinn. Also mache ich doch meinen normalen Twitch-Tag. Das ist ja logisch. Ich kriege ja auch kein Geld hier. Also, logisch.
a crystal healing laboratory, what I assume is a garage in Upper Lowington, inexplicably renowned psychic scientist, Dr. Delia Lyle. Thank you for being here.
Vielen Dank für deinen Sub, Onyx-Bilder. Willkommen bei der Otter-Family.
Voices in your head. Is that what you call the voices
To
in your
attract
head?
dead scientists, I don't really know why.
The money.
They express themselves to me through ethereal algebra and quadratic prediction.
Was? Theoretische Algebra? Okay.
It's all very technical.
No, it isn't.
I concur. Miss Remington, the entire Snuggle Hugs range will surely go down as the biggest public relations disaster in history, won't it?
Well, of course, that's one world record we would never have sought to claim.
Das ist
What
die,
can you say at a time like this?
die.
There's only one thing that can be said. I'm sorry. We're sorry. From everyone here at Remington's Fist, but especially the dedicated inventors and world-beating engineers at Remington, we are deeply, deeply sorry. Who could have predicted that letting a child's toy learn how to love could have such unforeseen consequences?
Mary Shelley?
Irgendwas passiert da.
We see you, Sophia Remington. You are preening by a metal vessel, and where you venture, you will see neither land nor sky.
Is that supposed to be the future?
Only the past is concrete. I remember being a child in my grandpa's workshop when he made the first dancing hangman toy. He put it by my bed, and when I couldn't sleep, I'd wind it up and let it go, and I'd watch that happy little executioner just wiggle and wave his tiny wings and dance with his eyes. Grandpa sold
Multitasking.
on the quiet, obviously. And he used the money he made to found Rimming Toys, which is now just one small part of the global supermassive megacore that is Remington's Fist. Sadly, we lost Grandpappy along the way. He died in a fire at the preschool tobacco factory, another one of his pet projects.
Vorschul-Tabakfabrik.
Never lost his spirit of invention.
Klingt wie
I'm not entirely certain what your grandfather's
Geschäftsmodell.
toys have to do with the current predicament.
The spirit of invention, Mr. Donaldson. The passion to create, to problem solve. And that is why I'm here today. To tell you about a brand new product we're launching simultaneously around the world from midnight tonight.
We said science! Science! We hear its song on the breeze, its breath on the wind, its fart under the covers.
Crazy Lady is crazy.
Well, please don't keep us in suspense any longer.
Won't be my feature she's making up next.
Remington's Fist is proud to present Snuggle Traps. Safety and security in these dangerous times. Each box of Snuggle Traps contains 8 devices, all guaranteed to stop a Mrs. Snugglehug in its tracks. That's enough for a small lawn or 4 window boxes. And you want to know the best thing? They're only $129.99 a box. Now that is affordable.
Günstig.
We see you, Jeremy Donaldson.
Not now, honey, I'm mid-pitch.
Jeremy Donaldson.
The best thing about Snuggle Traps is they're powered by next generation Florentinium batteries. So, however long the enemy lasts,
Florentinium.
traps will outlast them.
We see you, Mr. Donaldson. You are screaming and yelling. Your friends are crying. They fear you. And then you're gone.
Oh my god, I just got chills. Did anyone else just get chills then?
I think I did.
I think it's more concerned. I think I'd be more concerned about these traps. Quickly, before we go to the break, these appear to be attractively repackaged landmines.
Was passiert da jetzt gleich?
To children?
Oh, hell yeah. These are not toys. But they're explosive fun.
Sophia Remington, Dr. Delia Lywell, thank you for joining us.
When we come back, we'll be taking a look at the situation across the country tonight.
3,
Go away.
2,
We'll be back after these
1.
bandages.
Is that all right?
Oh yes, Doctor, that was exactly what we...
She seems
Klingt
very
nicht
nice,
gut.
that young Miss Remington.
Klingt nicht gut.
Interesting dinner guest.
Do you think so? I think I'd rather spend the evening shoving Delia's sacred crystals up my skeptical arsehole.
What? Scheiße, da waren...
You're not going to believe this, but I've decided to come
Keine
home.
Ahnung.
Listen, I'll call you back at the next break and we can talk about how I get me job back. Cheers, Alex. See you, mate.
Okay, Dave will seinen Job zurück. Keine Ahnung, ob ich das hätte machen müssen, damit das nicht negativ sich auswirkt.
Yeah, well, it's been a long time coming. Oh, exactly. You said it, I've said it. He must know. I just don't want it getting back to him that it came from us. No, Jenny. You're not backing out on me now. We're in this together. It's gonna work. We'll get him.
Was macht ihr?
Made the cake. You're on the balloons. I've got no idea how old he is. 40? 17? Yeah, ready. Okay, coming back. In 5, 4, 3... Welcome back to the National Nightly News. I'm Megan Reed. Now it's time to take a trip around the country to hear how the lockdown might impact the nation.
Was das?
Some friendly faces. Joining me are respected academic Katie Brightman and
Ich brauch so einen Vogel, der da immer drauf drückt.
Alan James. Thank you for joining me.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you for joining me.
Oh,
Thanks, Megan. It really is a pleasure, Katie. I enjoyed our little heated encounter.
I wish I could say the same.
So first off, Katie, how are you coping?
I'm holding up okay. The lockdown directive was so sudden that, like many people, I haven't been able to get home.
Oh no, what happened?
I was staying at a hotel after an international policy convention, and we had a particularly heavy night out. You know what economists are like.
Notoriously hate splitting the bill.
And I overslept, and as you can imagine, I've been here ever since. But there are certainly people much worse off than me.
das wird teuer.
My tour has been cancelled indefinitely, and I've had to refund every single ticket, even the cheap seats.
Oh, Alan, I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yeah, people are being quite rude about it. They don't seem to realise we've already spent it filling the beach house with beasts.
The crisis claims yet another victim.
This is just a reminder that my book, Alan James's Reich, is now available in paperback.
Unbelievable.
What was that?
You're unbelievable.
So, Katie, how do you think this might affect the economy? Should we be worried?
Very, Megan. Not to sound dramatic, but this could be catastrophic. Unemployment has skyrocketed.
Ganz kurz, ich glaube, wenn ich das wirklich beruflich machen würde und so arbeite, dann würden unmittelbar nach der ersten Sendung Leute anrufen und sagen, bitte schmeißt ihn raus, ich muss langsam kotzen. Diese schnellen Cuts hin und her, ich glaube, da fängst du irgendwann an zu brechen.
And frankly, it will be a miracle if a lot of businesses can survive this.
There you go, scaremongering again, spreading this latest liberal hoax. That's what they want. They want us quiet. They want us compliant. And they want us inside.
A hoax? How on earth can you say that, Alan?
Well, I haven't actually seen one of these supposed toys. Have you?
Well, no, but...
Did you know 3,000 people die every year from regular toys? That's a lot of people. And this is no different. You're just as likely to be hunted down by a yo-yo or a tennis racket.
He makes an excellent and persuasive point, Katie.
Don't listen to her, Katie. The press are the enemy of truth.
She's agreeing with you, Alan, you absolute shit.
Well, then I must be wrong.
Alan, are you now recanting your statement that these toys aren't dangerous?
People are saying they're just like normal toys, and that simply isn't true. Corrupt media lies.
And Katie, how do you
Ich habe kaum genug Hände, genug Finger in meiner Hand für die Knöpfe hier.
might be dangerous after all?
I guess I'm agreeing with him.
Thank you, Katie. I appreciate your support. A lot of folks are saying this Mrs. Snugglehug situation will all blow over. But it
Er ist wieder da.
Yes, right, exactly. We need decisive action from the government. We need huge financial support to protect our workers and our businesses. We
Etwas vergessen?
vulnerable, and we need
to repent. Exactly right, Katie. We brought it on ourselves with all our liberal indulgences like art, cake, and healthcare. We need to act now and begin sacrificing our firstborns, or to push our beloved family.
Sacrifice our firstborns?
If we can all successfully come together as a community and perform the ritual, hopefully we will appease the great ancient. Katie, could it be any worse?
Was war das
Over
jetzt?
the past few years under advance, they've invested heavily into health, so the system can actually bear the strain.
Is it lucky that the Llama Lords have unleashed a horde of man-made monsters on its own people to conceal the enemy within?
Will you just stop for 5 fucking seconds?
The Global Alliance of
Wie hat die denn das Kissen zu ihm geworfen?
Amassing an army to kidnap
That's you. That's what you sound like. That's you.
Wie hatten die das Kissen zu ihm geworfen?
I don't sound like that.
You do, Alan. You do sound like that.
And that's why no one wants to be your friend. And that's why no
I've
one
got
wants
loads
to be
of
your friend.
friends.
No, you haven't.
I've got loads of friends.
You do,
No, you
Alan.
haven't. Yes, stop lying, Alan. Yes,
Not
stop
lying. You
Alan.
are.
Oh, good one.
Not lying. You are.
Oh, good one.
Oh.
Well, I'm telling.
Alan James, Katie Brightman, thank you for joining me. Some real food for thought there from two of the territory's leading minds. Any moment now, I'll be heading over to Jeremy, who is going to be bringing us an up-to-the-minute report of the status of the nation. Over to you, Jeremy.
Thank you for what I'm sure was a reasonable debate which really contributed to the national conversation. Next, out on the streets, someone who's always doing exactly that. It's Patrick Brannan. Are you there, Patrick?
Hello, Jeremy. Yes, hello. I'm here live. Apologies for the quality of the broadcast today. Couldn't find any cameramen or women brave enough to come and join me, so I'm out here on my own.
Right, and can you tell us what it's like out there?
Yep, I can. It's as you can see behind me, the streets are currently completely deserted. So my question, Jeremy, is just how long? I mean, could there be danger lurking just around the corner, waiting to end the fledgling career of this young, promising journalist before his full potential is even realised? Will he die, underappreciated by management, and frankly, if you ask me, very, very much underpaid?
I don't think there's any danger of that, Patrick. What's that on your jacket there?
Well, that's actually a sponge. What I've done here is made a snuggle-proof jacket, Jeremy. Network didn't bother sending me any PPE, so I've been forced to improvise. In fact, showing the sort of resourcefulness that would make me an ideal candidate for, I don't know, for example, an anchor position starting whenever they'd like.
From your point of view, Patrick, just how safe are our streets?
Not safe at all, Jeremy, not safe at all. I'd recommend people staying inside, following government advice and not putting themselves at any risk at all. Unless, of course, like me, it's for groundbreaking journalism reasons.
And just where are you, Patrick?
I'm in the street, on the street.
Which street?
Which street? I think I'm struggling to hear you, actually, Jeremy, there.
Which street? Which street are you on?
Oh, which street am I on?
Der ist hier an der Straße, ist am Fenster oder so, ne?
Oh God. I'm just looking for a sign. There it is.
Was ist das da oben?
Bannon Avenue.
Yep.
Ist das ein Bild? Ist das ein Fenster?
Yeah, no, I can hear you fine. Yep, I'm on Bannon Avenue on the sign. It says there.
Like Patrick Bannon.
Oh yeah, that is like that's strange. That's a weird sign. I don't know what's going on there.
Where are you really?
I'm on Bannon. I'm on Bannon. Alright, fine. I'm not on Bannon Avenue. I'm at home, to be honest. I'm all right, fine. Well, I mean, I'm in my bathroom technically, but you know, I couldn't face it, to be honest.
Der ist in seiner Badewanne. Oder außer der Toilette.
I'm sorry for lying.
We don't expect any less of you, Patrick. We don't expect any less of you, Patrick.
You hear that sound? You hear that sound?
I can, yes. I'm no expert, Patrick, but it sounds unmistakably like a tiny fist tapping on your door there. A tiny fist tapping on your door there.
Oh, fuck, Jeremy, shit, no! Oh, fuck, Jeremy, shit.
Perhaps there's a small queue of tiny fists, each wielding a different gendered household implement, ready to bash in the heads of lying little roving reporters.
You're lying, aren't you? Oh, shit, fucking, listen to me, you bastards! If you're out there, just piss off, you little fucking snuggle fuck! I'm too talented to die! I'm too talented to die! Okay, it's fine. It's fine. Oh, God.
Don't worry, Patrick. I'd say you've got a few seconds before they break their way in there and finish you off. What do you see, Patrick? What do you see, Patrick? Thank you, Patrick, for that report, showing the nation, and more importantly, management, just where you belong. It's time for another break, but when we come back, we'll be hoping to take your mind off the world for a little while, and who knows, maybe even bring you a few smiles.
3,
Join us
2,
after this.
1.
You're damn right. Yeah, I had them delivered. Yes.
Hab sie liefern lassen.
Your children are out.
Äh. Oh, wie süß, guck mal. Wo bist du, ein Piratenschiff?
And eventual death on the streets. So you sent them to fly with us instead.
No, I'm not. I'm not going to.
Du willst mich... Ach, du willst mich verkackeiern.
No, you're being a child.
Das kommt jetzt auch noch dazu.
I'm not. I'm not. No? No. Oh, 5, 4, 3...
Das kommt jetzt auch noch dazu.
Well, welcome back anyway. We know isolation isn't easy, so finally tonight we have something a bit different for you. Even though some people felt it's not our job to entertain the public with absolute nonsense, other, more important people overruled those people. So it's time to find out who will National Nightly win.
Nicht, dass ich nö. Überhaupt nicht. Ich hab nichts zu tun.
Fuck off, Jenny. There's one thing to do this to me. There's another thing to do fucking... So, how do we play? Well, the man who knows all about playing. It's Tommy Harris.
Okay, jetzt bricht sie aber alles zusammen.
All right, Johnny. It's good to see ya.
And how are you finding the lockdown, Tommy?
Oh man.
What do you mean lockdown?
The enforced isolation of everyone in the country.
Ah, yeah. I think I heard about that. Actually, yeah.
You're in bed, Tommy.
Yeah. You called during that time, so.
Yeah. Of course, that's my fault. So, why don't you tell us how the game is played?
Well, it's pretty simple, Jeremy, you sausage. I'm going to ask contestants from around the territory 3 questions about what else, yours truly. And those people are going to get a chance to win a very special prize.
And what are they paying for, Tommy?
Drum roll, please. Drum roll, please. Jeremy.
Oh.
Jeremy. Thank you. This.
Was ist das?
What is that?
It's my athletic support, Jeremy.
Oh.
But I've signed it, so...
Oh, well then, what a fantastic prize.
Have we got anybody waiting to win this once-in-a-lifetime prize, Jimmy?
I believe we have Angie on the line. How do you feel about wearing this man's old pants, Angie?
I've never been so excited, Jeremy. And can I just say, I love you. Both of you.
Well, you've said it now, haven't you?
Oh, Angie, I love you. In a way. Tell us about yourself, Angie. Tell us about yourself.
What can I say? My name is Angie. Always has been. I'm a human woman. And my dental hygiene has been described as
Als annehmbar bezeichnet. Was ist denn eine annehmbare Mundhygiene? Ist eine annehmbare Mundhygiene, ich putze mir abends die Zähne und habe Zahnseide schon mal gesehen? Ist das annehmbar? Bäh.
Brilliant! Right, well, shall we get this shambles underway?
Absolutely, John. Can I get 30?
Ah!
Please.
We haven't got a clock.
Yeah, I did ask for a clock. So
Well, why don't you start, and I'll stop you when it inevitably becomes unbearable to watch.
I love it. All right, here we go. Time starts. Now. Question 1. When is my birthday?
the 13th of August at 7:19 a.m.
That is absolutely correct. Question 2. What? I said, what is my favourite colour?
Crushed praline 4.
Correct, the colour of my nipples. And
Beck.
finally, Angie dear, what is my star sign?
That's a trick question. You were born outside of the human understanding of the cosmos.
Unbelievable, that is correct. Stop the clock.
Wow, that really was tough to watch. How
What?
did you do, Tommy?
Well, Angie, my love, you got every single
Was die wohl jetzt sagt?
right. Which of course means you lose and win absolutely nothing. Thanks for playing, Angie. Bye. Do we have another contestant on the line at Jelly Bean?
We do indeed. We should have Sonia Artleach. Are you there, Sonia?
Of course I am, Jamie, darling.
Thank you. For
Jamie, darling. Ah, marvelous. Fabulous.
Let me guess, you work in theatre, don't you?
Is it that obvious? What gave it away? Was it the glamour or poise?
It certainly wasn't your inherent sense of humility.
Hä?
She's turned something off at the plug, Alex.
Play this game. I am a theatrical agent. I represent the likes of Rudy Beefman, Samuel Coffee Cup, and Jodie Carpetburn, amongst others.
And how's the lockdown affected you, Sonia?
Well, they may have closed the theatres, shut the studios, and boarded the cinemas, but they won't get me that easily.
How are you managing without any work?
Due to savvy clause in all of my artists' contracts, I am able to claim my 15% from their unemployment benefit.
Wow, that certainly is sharp.
Standard stuff, standard stuff.
Standard Stuff. Ihr nehmt Frauen aus oder Menschen.
To us from.
Well, I work from home, you know, to keep costs down.
And who's this?
Oh, well, you know, when they gave the order, I was actually mid-meeting with a client, so we've been isolated together.
No fucking way!
What the fucking fuck?
Is that Tommy Harris? I'm a huge fan. Can I just tell you how bloody brilliant you are?
Actually, Jeff, we're about to play a game, aren't we, Tommy?
We've got time,
Well, if it's not too bold, I think I am in love with you, Mr. Harris.
No, it's not too bold. That's all right. Don't worry.
Hey, I'd love to show you some of my stuff.
Langsam wird es anstrengend.
Well, at least you're already aware.
During lockdown, we've been workshopping some of Jeff's ideas for much younger children, haven't we?
People still let you know their children, do they?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I've been developing some shows for younger children.
Well, we'd love to see it, wouldn't we, Gerbil?
Absolutely dying to.
Right, so, what do kids love?
Timely transport payments from their absent fathers.
Shallow and overproduced musical numbers?
That's right. Animals! So, I'm trying to
Ki-
address the
Kian hat's
things
gesagt.
kids need to know, but through a medium that they'll understand. Do you understand?
I think, yes. I think so, yes.
Jeff's one of my best clients, aren't you?
I am, yeah. So, the first one we've been working on is called The King of the Jungle's Mortgage Repayments. It's about a lion who's having problems with his interest rates.
I see. Does he have a broker?
He does, yes. He's a porcupine.
Oh man.
How did you know that?
Well, your work is universal, darling. It speaks to people.
I'm going to say something to you, mate. I think you're onto something here.
Oh, the bear,
Yes. Right. This one is much better. So, this one tells the tale of Mr. Bear. Now, Mr. Bear is a very sad bear because all of the other bears don't think that he'll amount to much, and they tell him that his plays are lazy and derivative.
I think you're onto something there.
Now, Mr. Bear is a tragic figure. Picture this. He's at his lowest ebb. The trees are closing in. He can't even face his salmon, can he? But then he meets someone that will change his life forever.
Man kann sich nie mal kratzen.
It's fucking gripping.
That's right. He meets a wise old octopus who takes him under his wing and says, "No, Mr. Bear, don't be sad. You're not like all the other bears. You have this ambition and these dreams."
Such fucking dreams.
I think I love you, Jeff.
And what you need.
Hey!
The octopus, probably doing an 8-armed gesture or something.
What you need to do to find happiness in this crazy old forest is
God.
to set yourself more realistic goals. It's called Mr. Bear Lowers His Expectations.
Wow. You really are taking yourself
God.
to new depths.
Weg.
So what do you want children to take away from this?
Oh, fuck shit.
Take away from this. What?
I said a more realistic worldview.
Are you alright, Jamboree?
It's Jeffrey. My name is Jeffrey Donington.
No, stop. How does it end? We need to know how it ends.
Well, all the animals learn a thing or two about inevitable mediocrity.
Yeah, and Mr. Bear settles down near to his parents' cave, stops trying to make his band happen, and he goes into bear telemarketing.
Ah!
Becomes a bear maths teacher.
Oh, and we end. We end on a big musical number. Oh, there's dancing.
Natürlich. Wir auch nicht.
Repetitive, so it's catchy but not too challenging. Well, if you like, I could go and get my boombox.
Yeah, you know, I might.
Please get your boombox.
Why not? The more the merrier, as they say at orgies.
Right, I'll just fill then, shall I? Coming up in a moment, it's the world premiere that nobody saw coming.
Lights!
Or wanted. At all. I can only apologise in advance for what we're all about to endure.
You turn this shitting thing up.
Well, there's all sorts of creatures down on Dangly Doodle Farm.
Dangly Doodle Farm.
Mr. Octopus with way too many arms. There's Mr. Pig and Mr. Cow. They're always in good mood. But that's 'cause they don't know they'll soon be sliced up into food. Mr. Bear, what's that over there? That's where your hopes go to turn into despair. Mr. Bear, what's that over there? That's where your dreams go to die. Mr. Raccoon wants to go to the moon. He'll end up as a bus driver soon. Mr. Porcupine thinks he'll read the news at night. He'll end up as a janitor who stinks of turpentine. Mr. Tiny Mouse thought he'd own a massive house, ended up in a bedsit where he can't control the louse. Mr. Horse thought he'd go into professional sports, now he's an alcoholic and he's on his third divorce. Mr. Bear, what's that over there? That's the place you like.
Ich bin so schlecht.
Mr. Bear, what's that over there? That's where your hopes go to die. Lower your expectations. Maybe you could get a job in telecommunications. No matter how you try, you'll never reach the League of Nations. The best you'll get is middle rank in trading operations. So lower your expectations. You'll never win an Oscar, so there's no congratulations. The future that is coming will not meet specifications, and no amount of visualizations will save you from your own deterioration. Mr. Bear, what's that over there? That's a tramp who thought he'd be a
Lass die den Takt ändern.
Mr. Bear, what's that over there? That's where self-esteem goes to die. Mr. Bear, what's that over there? That's the disappointment that is waiting everywhere. Mr. Bear, what's that over there? That's where your schemes go to die. That's where your dreams go to die.
Ach, leck mich doch am Zuckerli.
That's where dreams go to die.
Well, I'm sure we'll all still be singing that tomorrow morning. That's it from us for tonight.
Hä?
Many thanks to all our guests. I look forward to seeing them all again.
Was hat denn jetzt Böp, Böp, Böp gemacht die ganze Zeit?
But before we go, Alex, I wondered if I might have a word. You see, I've had my eye on you, friend, and I've got to say I'm not liking what I'm seeing. Keep letting me down, chum.
Down.
Making the dull, boring choices.
Weil du so rumgespammt hast. Ach so, okay.
No one likes a pushover, Alex. You know that. And frankly,
Shut up.
You're acting like a bit of a wimp. Alex, will you give away your passport so my super rich sibling can abandon us all?
Das ist meine Frau? Oh.
Sure, here it is. Pathetic. Can I have the money we need for food so I can go around the continent on a jolly? Sure, Susie. We can always eat your grandma when we run out of food. Wouldn't it have felt better to take charge? Aren't you tempted to just lay down the law? You know what's hot, Alex? Other than me, obviously. Confidence. Power. Control. We're all drawn to it like rats to the piper. Don't you care where your son goes at night? You will when you find out. Look, far be it from me to try and lead you down the dark pathway, although sort of is my whole raison d'etre. But imagine, just for a moment, that none of this was real. It was just some stupid game where you could just do it all over again if it all went wrong. Imagine if Sam and Charlie and Susie were just characters. Wow. Think of all the fun you could have. Just being bad, you know. For the hell of it. My name's Megan Wolf. Have an evil night. Ugh. Jen, I'm just gonna go smoke her. Okay, can you get Bozeman on the phone?
Ich habe den Timer gar nicht richtig registriert.
I don't care if this is a dream, a bad trip, or a shock-induced coma. I did not sign up to be dressed like a slag, doshing out wristies for a 20. Alright, I'm a professional news anchor, not a fucking bogan. It's bad enough that he makes me do that unconvincing accent the whole time. I mean, look at this. My skirt's so short you can see my jute. Alex, why don't you wake up? You fucking perv.
Wake up, Alex, wake up! Wake up! Wake up, Alex! Alex! Wake up! Wake up! Wake up!
Ich würde sagen, das war mal richtig schlecht. Das war mal richtig kacke. Einen wunderschönen guten Tag, Jackpack. Hallöchen. Hier ist gar nichts Neues passiert, ne? Ein wunderschön, der Bartrate. Hallo Miau Design. Oh Gott, ich setz mich mal richtig hin, Freunde. Wie geht's euch? Wie geht's euch? Wie war der Stream, Erytos? Und was hast du Schönes gemacht? Skyrim. Was für ein unlauteres Schandwerk wird hier getrieben? Naja, was hatten wir jetzt schon? Wir hatten Schimpfwörter. Wir hatten nackte Menschen. Wir hatten einen Slipblitzer. Mehr Schimpfwörter. Wir hatten ein pervers großes Sandwich auf dem Bild. Und ich meine ein echtes Sandwich. Ja. Und Killerroboter. Nackte Menschen? Was soll ich sagen? Nackte Menschen auf Twitch. Morgen bin ich gebannt. Wir alle wissen es, ihr seid jetzt live dabei. Was passiert, wenn Twitch nackte Menschen zeigt? Die waren zensiert, aber... Aber wie war dein Stream? Wie läuft's bei Skyrim? Hast du schon alle fertig gemacht? Morgen gebannt, heute abonniere ich nochmal. Vielen Dank, Erytos. Dann kann ich ja jetzt
Morgen
offiziell in Rente gehen.
Heute abonniere ich nochmal.
Vielen Dank für dein Resub, das Spiel, ich weiß nicht, ob ihr das kennt. Kennt einer von euch Not for Broadcast? Du bist vorangekommen? Wie? Du hast sinnvolle Dinge bei Skyrim gemacht? Bitte enttäusch mich nicht. Erytos, Skyrim ist wie Kingdom Come Deliverance. Du machst erstmal Nebenmissionen und alles andere und nach ungefähr 150 Stunden entscheidest du dich, ich könnte ja auch mal Hauptquest machen. Bei mir sieht's wieder warm aus. Es ist spiegelverkehrt. Aber 27,5 habe ich gerade. Also, naja, kalt ist was anderes. Dasselbe Ding hast du in Weiß. Ja, ich hatte die Wahl zwischen Schwarz und Weiß, aber ich mag so Schwarz und Metall, das finde ich immer ganz schick. Auch wenn das Ding, keine Ahnung, nichts kostet. 49% Luftfeuchtigkeit liegt an dir. Ja, ich dünste halt aus, ne? So, aber wir spielen, wie gesagt, gerade Not for Broadcast. Und ich habe echt keine Ahnung, wie ich das Spiel beschreiben soll. Es hat was von Geschicklichkeit, beziehungsweise, ja doch, Geschicklichkeitsspiel mit so einem ganz obskuren Story-Element. Es erinnert mich halt an Inscription, was so die Kombination aus Story und Spielmechanik angeht. Und wir müssen halt immer eine News-Sendung produzieren. Also müssen die Kameraeinstellungen wählen, Fluchwörter rausschneiden und alles, was dazugehört. Während quasi die Welt um uns herum langsam aber sicher untergeht. Die gewählte Partei, die heißt Advanced und die, naja, hat ziemlich komische, sehr politisch stark eingestellte Einstellungen. Gleichheit für alle Regierungen, also Unternehmen werden verstaatlicht und all sowas. Und es ist voll mit Humor. Es ist absolut lustig. Schmeckt die Luft schon nach Salz? Nee, unter meinen Armen schmeckt's nach Salz. Aber nicht die Luft. Wow. Dafür schäme ich mich selber. Ich muss ganz kurz überlegen. Ich glaube, bei Lebe im Lockdown, da gab es nicht wirklich was. National Nightly Verlierer. Gab es da irgendwas Besonderes? Ich glaube, hier gab's auch nichts, oder?
No, I'm not. I'm not going to. I don't have to. No, you're being a child.
Was wir gerade machen können, wir haben gerade eine Sequenz, wo wir wieder eine Sendung produzieren müssten, beendet. Und jetzt können wir uns auf der einen Seite unsere Sendung angucken. Auf der anderen Seite können wir uns quasi jede Einstellung der 4 Kameras einzeln angucken, was den Vorteil hat. Wir können uns auch anschauen, was da passiert, während wir nicht draufgeschaltet haben. Zum Beispiel, der redet ja gerade mit irgendwem. Und vielleicht sagt der hier was, bevor wir die Aufnahme gestartet haben. Das ist immer ganz interessant, weil das bringt so geheime Story-Elemente raus.
I'm not. I'm not. I'm not, I'm not, I'm not, I'm not. No? No. Oh. 5, 4, 3.
Okay, das ist die Sendung.
So, how do we play? Well, joining me is a man who knows all about...
Das kennen wir alles. Also für die, die jetzt noch dazugekommen sind, ist das natürlich jetzt ein bisschen doof, weil ihr die ganze Sendung nicht gesehen habt, aber wir haben bestimmt noch eine gleich. Deswegen müsst ihr einfach nur kurz vielleicht dabei bleiben. Und dann werdet ihr eine ganz neue Episode auch sehen. Mr. Bär? WKDDD, was? Ist das in der Dusche?
Right, I'll just fill then, shall I?
Oh nein, das ist, wo die singen, ne?
Coming up in a moment, it's the world premiere that nobody saw coming.
Lights!
Or wanted. At all.
Ihr habt, wenn ihr wollt, mal kurz ein Musical.
In advance, what we're all about to endure.
You turn this shit. Well, there's all sorts of creatures.
Jetzt seht ihr den Humor des Spiels.
Like wise old Mr. Octopus with way too many arms. There's Mr. Pig and Mr. Cow. They're always in good moods. But that's cause they don't know they'll soon be sliced up into food. Mr.
Ganz kurz, für jeden, der jetzt morgen einen Ohrwurm hat, gerne einfach auf Discord, Twitter oder irgendwo, wo ihr mich habt, einfach eine Beschwerdemail an mich schicken. Okay?
What's that over there? That's where your hopes go to turn into despair. Mr. Bear, what's that over there? That's where your dreams go to die. Mr. Raccoon, who wants to go to the moon, he'll end up as a bus driver. Mr. Porcupine thinks he'll read the news at 9. He'll end up as a janitor who stinks of turpentine. Mr. Tiny Mouse thought he'd own a massive house, ended up in a bedsit where he can't control the louse. Mr. Horse thought he'd go into professional sports, now he's an alcoholic and he's on his 3rd divorce. Mr. Bear, what's that over there? That's the place where life becomes an endless questionnaire.
Mr. Bear, what's that over there?
That's where your hopes go to die. Lower your expectations. Maybe you could get a job in telecommunications. No matter how you try, you'll never reach the League of Nations. The best you'll get is middle rank in trading operations. So lower your expectations.
Ich bin ganz kurz mal. Das wäre doch ein gutes Lied für die moderne, pubertäre Gesellschaft. Falls jetzt einer zuschaut, der zwischen 14 und 18 ist, nicht unbedingt angesprochen fühlen, aber wenn ich überlege, was für grundsätzliche Einstellungen die pubertäre Gesellschaft aktuell hat, die glauben alle, dass sie Influencer werden, mit 20 Millionär sind und mit 25 eigentlich nicht mehr arbeiten müssen. Das Lied würde passen. Das ist ein Lied für mich. Das kann man sich anhören, wenn man zur nächsten Gehaltsverhandlung geht. Einfach einmal laufen lassen.
You'll never win an Oscar, so there's no congratulations. The future that is
Mr. Bear, what's that over there?
That's a Trump who thought he'd be a multimillionaire. Mr.
Das war ein Diss gegen Trump. Habt ihr das gehört? Habt ihr das gehört? Der singt, die haben ja das Wort für Penner. Es gibt das Wort Penner auch, das heißt Trump. Glaube ich zumindest. Und der singt a Trump that thinks he's a Multimilliardär oder Millionär. Hört mal genau rein.
What's that over there? That's a Trump who thought he'd be a multimillionaire.
Bitte klippt das einer. Bitte klippt das einer. Bitte, bitte, bitte. Wie geil ist das denn? Wie geil ist das denn?
Mr. Bear, what's that over there? That's where self-esteem goes to die. Mr. Bear, what's that over there? That's the disappointment that is waiting everywhere. Mr. Bear, what's that over
Einen wunderschönen. Ihr kommt genau richtig. Wir sind noch in einer Musiknummer. Moin. Die zornige Ameise ist wieder da. Wie geht's euch? Wie steht's euch? Wie war euer Mittwoch? Tada! Ja, passt hier. Tada! Einen wunderschönen. Was hast du Feines gemacht? Gartic Phone. Gartic Phone. Gab's wieder schöne Zeichnereien? Ich hoffe, ihr hattet wieder viele lustige Bilder. Dann hast du den richtigen Schritt gemacht, denn wir sind an einem sehr lustigen Spiel gelandet. Hier kommt gerade das Spiel Not for Broadcast. Wir sind quasi gerade zwischen zwei Game-Segmenten bei dem Spiel, weil wir sind im Spiel ein Nachrichtenproduzent und müssen quasi die Sendung produzieren mit Kameraeinstellungen und allem möglichen Schnickschnack, was ziemlich stressig jetzt wird langsam. Vielen Dank für dein Follow, Wurmfrau. Aber ich muss eins sagen, das Beste am Spiel ist genau das hier, weil alle Kameraeinstellungen und alle Videosequenzen kann man sich hier nochmal ganz in Ruhe angucken. Auf der einen Seite kriegst du ein paar Dinge, die einfach lustig sind, so ein paar Geheimnisse am Rand. Und gleichzeitig kannst du es einfach genießen, weil wenn ich das im eigentlichen Spiel, werdet ihr in 2-3 Minuten sehen, wenn ich die nächste Sequenz anfange, da wird das ziemlich stressig für mich. Das heißt, ihr könnt da ganz entspannt zugucken, während ich irgendwie kleine Roboter abwehren muss, die Kameraeinstellungen richtig mache, Ton einstellen muss, Fluchwörter piepen. Also, ich habe zu viel zu tun, als dass ich es genießen kann. Und das hier ist dann einfach immer Gold wert. Aber dabei fangen wir noch mal kurz so 10 Sekunden vorher an und ihr könnt alle live dabei sein, wo die Macher von diesem Spiel den ehemaligen Präsidenten Trump einmal kurz mit einem Satz in den Dreck ziehen.
What's that over there? That's a Trump who thought he'd be a multimillionaire. Mr. What's that over
Das ist so ein Ohrwurm.
That's where self-esteem goes to die. Mr. Bear, what's that over there? That's the disappointment that is waiting everywhere.
Mr. Bear, what's that over there?
That's where your dreams go to die. That's where your dreams go to die. That's where dreams go to die.
Das muss so lustig gewesen sein zu produzieren. Und jetzt? Passiert noch was?
Good. Yeah, I thought that went fucking well, don't you?
Fantastic. Let's go and have a G&T.
Oh, bloody good idea. After you. Right.
Aha. Ah, ich liebe sowas. Ich liebe sowas. Ja, das ist die Mac-Teuflerin. Die Teufelin, die hat ja mit uns gesprochen. Okay. So, ich würde sagen, damit ihr seht, worum es genau geht, springen wir mal in die nächste Sequenz rein. Mal gucken, was jetzt passiert. Ein böses Erwachen. Wir sind im Krankenhaus. Lähmende Schulden. Oh Gott, wir werden immer armer. Das rhythmische Piepsen des Herzüberwachungsgeräts bringt dich allmählich wieder zu Bewusstsein. Als du deine Augen öffnest, begrüßt dich ein Halbkreis von besorgten Gesichtern. Deine Familie, die an deiner Seite steht, in dieser neuen Umgebung ein beruhigender, vertrauter Anblick. Du blinzelst einige Male, um den Schlaf aus deinen Augen zu vertreiben und alles ins rechte Licht zu rücken. Du spürst eine Hand auf der deinen, behutsam, aber beruhigend. Sam, wie immer bei dir. Verständlicherweise besorgt, aber irgendwie liebevoller denn je. Wir wussten, dass du es schaffen würdest. Wir haben keine einzige Sekunde lang daran gezweifelt. Und wenn mir dieser Bosemann jemals unter die Augen tritt, ach, das ist unser Chef. Der Boseman oder Bosemann oder wie auch immer, das ist unser Chef. Drückst ihre Hand und versuchst zu zwinkern. Okay. Die Sorgenfalten auf Sams Stirn werden weniger. Sam ist unsere Frau. Gott weiß, dass ihr zwei schon genug Sorgen habt, ohne dass eure Gesundheit mit in den Topf geworfen werden muss. Nach einem letzten Lächeln wendest du dich dem Rest deiner Familie zu. Als du Susis Abwesenheit spürst, fällt dir auf, dass Charlie unruhig herumzappelt. Susi ist unsere 19-jährige Tochter und Charlie unser 14-jähriger Sohn. Und offensichtlich krampfhaft versucht, nicht besorgt zu wirken. Die Susi wollte in Urlaub fahren, ne? Ist sie nicht wiedergekommen? Als du dich zu ihm umdrehst, erkennst du, wie Charlie sich verkrampft. Die Sorge steht ihm deutlich ins Gesicht geschrieben. Also, geht es dir wirklich gut, richtig? Fragt er schließlich und schaut schnell zur Seite. Was war das denn gerade für eine Sequenz? Was? Natürlich bin ich das. Es gibt keinen Grund, sich Sorgen zu machen. Was? Mir geht's gut, Charlie. Lass die Decke in Ruhe. Ja, mir geht's super. Mir geht's super. Charlie schaut dich an und grinst. Es ist ein ansteckendes Lächeln, das sich im ganzen Raum ausbreitet. Es ist immer gut, wenn er in deiner Ecke steht. Dein Lächeln schwindet, als sie deine Mutter auffällt, die teilnahmslos aus dem Fenster starrt. Trotz all deiner größten Bemühungen geht es ihr in letzter Zeit nicht besonders gut. Die Frau ist auch alt. Geht es dir gut, Mama? Deine Mutter erstickt. Dein Ruf hat sie sichtlich aus ihrem Tagtraum gerissen. Sie dreht sich zu dir um, lächelt. Du bist dankbar, die immer seltenere Anerkennung in ihren Augen zu sehen. Ja, mein Schatz, natürlich. Wie fühlst du dich? Du lächelst liebevoll und nickst. Aber bevor du zu einer Antwort ansetzen kannst, stürmt eine Ärztin herein und führt alle hinaus. Sie fragt dich zum wahrscheinlich 100. Mal, wie du dich fühlst. Überraschend gut, wenn man bedenkt, was alles vorgefallen ist. Aber was ist denn jetzt genau passiert? War das mit den Robotern jetzt kein Traum? Ausgezeichnet. Es gibt keine Hinweise auf echte Schäden. Nur einen kleinen Schock für das alte System. Das Wortspiel tut mir leid. Sie lächelt. Weil wir alt sind. Nicht, dass es empfehlenswert wäre, so etwas noch einmal zu wiederholen. Natürlich nicht. Nach ein paar Tagen Ruhe zu Hause sollte alles wieder in Ordnung sein. Sie dreht sich um, will gehen, bleibt aber an der Tür stehen. Aber wir werden es vielleicht wiederholen, weil das Spiel ja nochmal andere Sequenzen hat. Klar war das ein Traum. Aber ein ganz komischer. Vor allen Dingen die Sonne draußen. Das war so ein bisschen wie bei den Teletubbies. Oh, und das Privatzimmer und die Versorgung? Die Ärztin weist mit einer Geste durch das Zimmer, das, wie dir jetzt auffällt, ziemlich teuer aussieht. Wurde alles von einem Herrn Boseman bezahlt. Von ihm sind auch die Blumen. Er sagt, es besteht kein Grund zur Sorge und der Rest der Woche ist arbeitsfrei. Das ist aber nett. Am Montag geht es anscheinend wieder los. Ist scheinbar das Mindeste, was er tun kann. Ei. Lass du dich mal was im Krankenhaus schocken? Ah. Sind wir ohnmächtig geworden auf der Arbeit? Eine zu tragende Bürde. Lähmende Schulden. Immer noch. Du kommst von einer besonders späten Schicht nach Hause und bemerkst, dass das Küchenlicht noch an ist. Das ist für gewöhnlich kein gutes Zeichen. Alle sind jetzt normalerweise schon im Bett. Leise öffnest du die Küchentür und siehst Sam am Tisch sitzen. Auf dem Tisch stapeln sich Rechnungen und Dokumente, sowie eine Packung Kekse, offenbar schon die zweite. Du erhältst einen flüchtigen Kuss, während du Platz nimmst. Sam runzelt die Stirn und vertieft sich wieder in eine Rechnung. Hallo mein Schatz, ich schaue mir gerade noch einmal die Zahlen an. Sieht nicht gut aus. Der Blick wandert zur Tür der Speisekammer, die inzwischen zum Schlafzimmer deiner Mutter umfunktioniert wurde. Wir haben wirklich unser Bestes gegeben, aber ich fürchte, dass Cassandra jetzt wirklich langsam eine Krankenschwester braucht, die sie versorgt. Wie soll ich die denn bezahlen? Soll ich mein Bein verkaufen? Plötzlich siehst du nur noch die Rechnungen. Ich starre schon die ganze Nacht auf die Zahlen. Mit Tränen in den Augen ergreift Sam deine Hand. Es gibt schlichtweg keine Möglichkeit, dass wir uns das leisten können. Es tut mir so leid. Der Küchentisch verschwimmt vor dir. Sam steht auf und nimmt dich fest in die Arme. Du kannst aber nur an deine Mutter denken. Und dass du es dir nicht leisten kannst, ihr zu helfen. Was würde dein Vater jetzt denken? Soll das die Utopie sein, die Advance versprochen hat? Es gibt doch diese komischen Endzentren, wo man hingehen kann. Da hat man eine Woche noch schönes Leben und dann wird man über den Jordan geschickt. Du starrst auf die Tür zum notdürftigen, eingerichteten Zimmer deiner Mutter. Morgen musst du es den Kindern sagen. Und dann buchst du einen Termin im Übergangszentrum. Ja. Also die Übergangszentren hat das neue politische System Advanced ins Leben gerufen. Im Grunde genommen ist das ein Zentrum, da gehst du hin. Dann hast du nochmal so 5, 6 Tage paradiesisches Leben. Und dann wirst du aus dem Leben gespritzt, glaube ich. Sie haben gesagt, du schläfst langsam ein. Deswegen vermute ich mal aus dem Leben gespritzt. Was hättest du sonst noch tun können? 20 Tage später. 21 Tage. Ein Brief nach Hause. Sam arbeitet heute Abend und Charlie übernachtet bei einem Freund. Das Haus gehört dir alleine. Du bestellst Essen bei einem Lieferservice, trinkst ein paar Gläser und machst es dir vor dem Fernseher gemütlich. Heute Abend kommt kein sonderlich guter Film, aber sicherlich etwas, das man ansehen kann. Du fühlst dich wie ein Witz, es ist eine Komödie. Sam ist nicht da, aber auch alleine kannst du einen Horrorfilm ansehen. Du möchtest einfach nur abschalten. Ein Action-Thriller ist genau das Richtige. Sam mag keine historischen Dramen, also machst du das Beste aus der Zeit, in der du alleine bist. Okay. Axoim, Akutenshi, kann einer von euch eine Umfrage machen vielleicht? Welches von den 4 wir nehmen sollen? Dann kann ich ganz kurz mal um die Ecke gehen. Kein Wunder, dass er lähmende Schulden hat, der Lieferservice. Ich glaube nicht nur der Lieferservice. Alles. Kann das einer von euch machen? Weil sonst klicke ich hier kurz rum. Welches soll es sein? Alles klar, Freunde. Stimmt mal kurz ab, ob wir eine Komödie gucken sollen, ein Horrorfilm, ein Action-Thriller oder etwas historisches Drama. Und ich bin gleich wieder da. Bis gleich. Und auch wenn es demonetarisiert wird, ist mir egal, ihr kriegt dabei Musik. So, da bin ich wieder. Wäre für die was? Menschengang? Was hat denn jetzt gewonnen? Das ist weg. Ich habe nichts geklickt, aber es ist verschwunden. War das 4 oder war das 1? 4. War doch 4. Dann Nummer 4. Ein historisches Drama. Let's go. Genghis Khan hat dich noch nie sonderlich interessiert. Aber das Drama ist nicht mal halb so übel. Es gab mal eine Serie hier über den, nicht über Genghis Khan, sondern über Marco Polo. Die ist extrem geil gewesen. Einen wunderschönen Manu, Hallöchen. Du lernst sogar ein paar Kleinigkeiten, wie die Tatsache, dass er in Wirklichkeit Temujin heißt. Wer hätte das gedacht? Ja gut, weil Khan ist ja sein Titel. Und ich glaube, die haben sich immer eigene Namen gegeben. Als du danach durch die Kanäle schaltest, um etwas anderes anzuschauen, zieht ein Glitzern unter dem Couchtisch deine Aufmerksamkeit auf sich. Greifst nach dem mysteriösen Ding und dabei fällt dir Sams Notiz wieder ein. Hey mein Schatz, Charlie hat Susis Geschenk verloren. Kannst du es heute Abend suchen? Die Pizza sieht nicht lecker aus. Als du das Ding näher betrachtest, stellst du überraschend fest, dass es sich bei dem Geschenk tatsächlich um ein graviertes Feuerzeug für Chippy handelt. Sie behauptet, dieser Spitzname sei liebevoll gemeint, aber Charlie macht trotzdem jedes Mal ein finsteres Gesicht, wenn sie ihn so nennt. Ja. Die beigefügte Notiz von Susi erklärt, Irkistan hat eine lange Tradition, die Kunst des Feuerzündens zu glorifizieren. Ich dachte, das gefällt dir. Mach keine Dummheiten. Zus. Oder Zeus. Hoffentlich handelt es sich nur um ein Souvenir und um keinen neuen Zeitvertreib, den er sich zugelegt hat. Oder den er sich zulegen will. Redet er jetzt von Rauchen oder von Pyromantie? Ich nehme die kalte Pizza, wenn sie frisch ist. Die war, glaube ich, noch frisch, nicht unbedingt nur kalt, aber sie sah optisch nicht sehr lecker aus. Kalte Pizza. Beim Thema kalte Pizza, da bin ich manchmal immer so, ist kalte Pizza vielleicht sogar geiler als frische Pizza? Es gibt Pizzen, da habe ich manchmal so das Gefühl, kalt schmeckt die besser als warm. Kalte Pizza ist so toll. Ja, Pizza allgemein. Pizza allgemein. Eines der besten Fast Foods, die es gibt. Ob man das ein traditionelles Fast Food nennen möchte oder nicht. Da muss aber auch was drauf sein. Ja gut, also wenn ich Pizza esse, dann ist da immer was drauf. Ich bekomme schon wieder Hunger, habe gerade erst eine Packung Softcakes mit Orange geplättet. Softcakes. Hä? Also Punkt 1, das sieht alles sehr modern aus.
Pack up your weapons of optical destruction and get out.
You realise you're beginning to sound like me?
I mean it, Kath.
Stay where you are, Kath. Jenny?
Ich spiele mir immer die Propaganda. Oh, der ist kaputt.
It'll be alright. I'll talk to Buxton.
Oh, good.
Das heißt, ich muss das mittendrin wechseln, glaube ich.
Dinner next week. Jenny?
I'm sorry, Kath, you're gonna have to leave.
At 11:30, it's a double bill for popular transatlantic comedy, That Nun.
Letting it go to your head.
She nearly blinded me.
10 seconds, everybody.
Kommt drauf an, kalte Billigpizza ist besser, warme gute Pizza ist besser, vor allem wenn der Boden richtig ist. Ja. Also wenn man Pizza essen geht und du hast einen schönen dünnen Boden, die schmeckt kalt nicht so gut wie warm. Aber wenn du jetzt so eine Lieferdienstpizza hast mit einem dickeren Boden, finde ich den teilweise kalt sogar besser. Aber Softcakes habe ich auch schon ewig nicht mehr gegessen.
What of a team these days?
Things are better, Jeremy, you know that. Just
Stop being so high and mighty and do your job.
3.
Good evening. I'm Megan Wolf.
And I'm Jeremy Dawson. Our main headlines tonight.
The establishment strikes back. The World Council has agreed today to impose punitive sanctions on the people of this country.
The sanctions, which are broad-ranging, include restrictions on the supply of oil and gas, food, clothing, and even some medicines. But how should we react? We asked the public.
So how do you feel about the sanctions?
I actually think that with Advance in charge we'll be fine. Of course the rest of the world will want us to fail, or it will be their billionaires next. But I trust Julia and Peter.
Thanks, Patrick. Fascinating stuff.
Yay!
Popular Prime Minister Julia Salisbury has released a reassuringly brave statement in response to the World Council's controversial announcement.
This international declaration is nothing short of outrageous. We are a democratically elected government with massive popular support. We do not recognise these sanctions, and we encourage other socially progressive nations of the world to both resist and ignore them. Advance have struck fear into the heart of the international community by showing that it is possible to have radical change for the betterment of the many. And whilst I wish we could improve other countries as much as we have our own, we do not rely on the help of others to thrive.
Also für alle, die neu sind.
We are a team, now more than ever. And this team is on your side.
Willkommen im anstrengenden Job eines Fernsehproduzenten. Denn ich mache hier eigentlich alles. Kameraeinstellungen, Ton mischen,
Defiant stuff.
Störungen beheben.
The public think of our government's stance. Robin Short found out.
Hi there, Robin Short, National Nightly News. I was wondering if I could get your thoughts on the current government.
I'm not really very interested in politics, really. As Mother always said, leave politics to the politicians, Malcolm.
Okay, Malcolm.
Over to you, fellas. Global mega corporation Remington's Fist today.
Der Laken muss einfach doppelt so hoch sein wie der Boden. Das klingt schon sehr viel.
The drug has been passed by the government for general release, but the small print warns that, in rare cases, side effects can include blurred vision, enlarged genitalia, and increased risk of stroke. No double entendre intended.
But what do you, the public, think of Sophia Remington's latest venture? Patrick?
So what are your feelings on the new contraceptive pill?
I think it's a great idea. A big step forward for equality. Sophia Remington is the best thing that has ever happened to that company.
The delicate
Die
sound
ist sehr, sehr
of
positiv.
frightening stuff for commuters this morning who were confronted by
Die
a
kam übrigens vor dem Ukraine-Russland-Skandal raus.
Many travellers reported feeling intimidated by the silent figures who stood motionless outside every major station in the capital. Radical extremist group Disrupt, who organised the show of strength, refused to comment on the meaning of the strange protest.
Ich will einfach wissen, wer der Negative ist.
But how do we feel about these somewhat radical extremists and their upsetting methods? Robin found out.
Can I ask your opinions on Disrupt?
Are those the guys in black with the orange fist thing? That's right. Can I be honest?
Of course.
Oh, ich muss piepen.
This is journalism.
Ich muss piepen.
They scare me a bit.
Feast
Oh,
or
doch
famine.
nicht.
Resourceful doctors David Wong and Ingrid Svorsborg-Horgensford
Svorsborg-Horgensford.
successful harvest in Dante's Texas. Although they can currently only grow a few fungal strains, the scientists seem to be staying positive, as the following picture shows.
The undauntable scientists chose to try and survive in the cave system while the complex rescue operation inches forward up here on dry land.
Let's hope they like stroganoff.
But with Advance planning to spend an eye-watering amount of public money on the rescue craft, we asked Patrick Bannon to find out what we should all be thinking about the accelerating costs.
What are your thoughts on the costs of the rescue?
Oh my God, Patrick Bannon, wash your mouth out with soap. You can't put a value on human life. You have to spend whatever it takes, because one day you might be trapped in an underwater cave system and you would want exactly
Wer die
the
Show
same.
macht, ist der Boss.
For legal reasons, we're actually not allowed
Vor allen Dingen Propaganda, ne?
to do 31 yards of the coastline.
I am not a number.
Applications finally opened today for the new Advanced Team Membership Cards, a scheme by the government to allow fast access to all the new public services being introduced daily.
Okay.
Team membership cards are entirely voluntary, but will be recognised as legal identification by all major organisations, including the police, banks, and, vitally, pubs and bars.
And of course, there's no charge, Jeremy.
It all seems too good to be true.
Well, you've always been a cynic. But most importantly, what should you, the public, think about the new team membership cards?
Team membership cards?
I don't really join things as a rule. As Mother always said, membership is mostly for unmentionables, Malcolm.
And finally tonight, getting stuck in, a shameless attempt to cash in on his bad boy status. Shame celebrity Johnny Hamsleeves announced a new line of real ale at a press conference earlier today.
The new brew, entitled Headbutt Ale, in reference to his controversies of last year, promises a night you'll pretend you regret.
Nee, das finden wir nicht
Or
gut.
possibly a night you'll pretend you remember.
Der ist der beste von den dreien, ja, der ist so richtig schön.
To market his notoriety. Patrick?
Disgusting.
Wise words there.
Short?
Later tonight, in a bit of a switcheroo, it'll be Jeremy in the culture chair, spitting rhymes with popular rapper Jay Zus. And then we'll both be chatting with a familiar team of thespians set to take the nation by storm. Again.
That's all
4,
coming up
3,
on tonight.
2, 1.
Nightly News.
Perfekt. Oh. Siehst du, man kann nicht mal kurz entspannen. Man muss direkt weiterarbeiten. Also die kratzen sich da jetzt an der Nase und ich muss hier arbeiten. Komm schon. Do it.
First tonight, thankfully, some news as we return to our main story.
The World Council today agreed that punitive and potentially illegal sanctions should be imposed upon this country. The sanctions, which come into effect immediately, aim to stop the flow of food, fuel, and even some medicines from reaching your pockets.
Tonight we have guests from across the continent to discuss this unprecedented situation. For Advance, Peter Clement is at his home in Lanfordshire. Are you there, Peter?
Yes, I can hear you, Jeremy. Thank you for having me.
A momentous day, Prime Minister. Are you shaken?
Oh, I don't scare that easy, I'm afraid, old son.
Der flucht immer.
Well, joining us is Ivan Vodovich, Foreign Minister of Urkistan. Ivan, thank you for being
Urkistan?
Great pleasure. You, Megan Wolf, are like strongest guard at labor camp who wake up inside body of crazy, expensive prostitute. In my country, you will be worshipped as a god.
Crazy prostitute.
As one of those arguing most strongly for these sanctions, how do you feel about Advance's defiant stance?
Advance is like man who thinking a big career in movies land, when actually he
In movies land.
screaming at mirror and holding tiny penis in hand.
He's clearly not from Svenland, and we have like some of the cleanest.
Svenland! Ah, alle Svens kommen aus Svenland.
Mental health facilities in the continent, yeah.
And welcome to Svenland's Minister of Mojo, Björk.
Minister of Mojo.
It's just Björk, yeah. We don't do things like socially aggressive assertions here.
Minister?
It's just Björk, yeah.
Right,
Einfach Björk.
Björk, your country spoke in favour of Advance at the World Council today, but you were noticeably absent when it came to the actual vote.
Well, what a surprise. The hippies didn't show up for the fight.
Actually, that's quite racist, because if you must know, we were going to go to the whole like boat thing, yeah. But it's actually the festival of Fureland here at the moment, where we honor the old generations. So like we all had to look our grandparents clean, yeah, whilst the boat was happening, and that's like a really time-consuming process.
Hat er gerade gesagt, er leckt seine Großeltern sauber?
You had this expression, sissy man. It's like man with tiny penis who like to wash more than once a week.
Actually, that's quite homophobic, yeah,
Oh,
because...
stop winding him up, Ivan. We're not back at the Grange now. Sorry, Jeremy. Ivan and I used to play golf back in my media days.
Yeah, he always wins.
Nothing gives him greater pleasure than grinding people's gears. The more publicly, the better.
Peter, you're like man with tiny penis who think he have tiny penis, but actually he discovered that. Could it be? No, it's tiny penis.
Ivan's just worried that when the rest of the world sees
Der
how
hat echt
well
ne
we're doing,
Penis.
they'll notice all
Fokus.
that dosh that he's got squirreled away. Because that's what these sanctions are, Megan. They're the last pathetic gasp of an establishment in collapse. Wolves shut the gates, Ivan, old mate.
Good. You can join others on my wall.
Actually, in Finland, we have like serious animal welfare legislation. And like my friend Helge, she got arrested, yeah, for killing a butterfly that was
Got
flying
arrested,
over
yeah?
the field thing. I mean, it was a jam sandwich.
I used to know a girl called Jam Sandwich. She was a right cracker too. I wonder what became of her.
We seem to be wandering a little from the news here.
Human interest, Jeremy, the real people behind the headlines and all that. So if you're watching Jam, give us a call. Yeah, let's see if we can't organise a reunion.
Crash, I'm not sure about that. I'll have to run it past Mrs. Clement first, eh?
Peter, you're like man trying to empty ashes of mistresses into oncoming vent. Soon you have tiny penis and beard full of secrets.
In Finland, we don't really go in for all that restrictive monogamy stuff here. We're kind of flawed, actually.
Okay, well, it seems that we are running out of time.
Yes, so before we go to the break,
God.
briefly, if you would, gentlemen, with the people of this country facing shortages and power
Possible shortages and power outages.
Yes, of course. Thank you. Possible shortages and power outages. Can you summarise your thoughts for us, Minister Beard?
Well, from here, yeah, you all look a bit stupid.
From here, yeah.
About outdated devices, concepts like money. In Finland, we replaced currency with a system of bodily fluids back in the 1970s, and that's like a really hard to sanction, actually.
Thank you, Minister Fortifi.
Moment. Die haben ihr Geldsystem durch ein Körperflüssigkeitensystem ersetzt. Okay. Ich hätte gerne einen Bunker, will aber direkt einziehen, wenn es geht, für 400 warm. Okay, 400 warm wird, glaube ich, nicht passen. Du kannst in der Schweiz Häuser kaufen. Die haben in der Schweiz, und in der Schweiz, glaube ich, ist es, relativ viele Häuser, die einen Bunker haben. Sind aber sehr teuer.
Your country is like man who think he invented perfect trap for giant mutant hairy bear. And really, he just standing in field
Holding his tiny penis, yes. Thank you, Minister. And finally, Prime Minister Clement.
Let me talk to your viewers here, Jeremy. Don't worry, everybody. Don't be afraid. Don't even lose a wink of sleep. We knew the rest of the world would react this way, and we're ready. As my old man used to say, you can't make a shite pie without blocking a few toilets.
Thank you, Prime Minister.
Reassuring words there.
We'll be back.
After these messages.
We'll be back.
1 minute back.
Hey, Peter, I over your way this weekend. You fancy a quick 9?
Yeah, sure, front or back.
That's what I hope you're asking Megan Wolf for me.
She's out of your league, mate.
Well, you have to be more careful. It's all part of his long-term plan to get fired live on the news at 6 in front of the nation. Can someone warn him it's going a little too well?
Okay. Ich frage mich, was mit den News-Eckern... Segmentbewertung A, das ist die erste seit langem. Das ist nicht dein Ernst. Das ist nicht dein Ernst. Ich muss jetzt auch was blau ist. Oh, Jesus.
Foreign royalty.
What?
Should I just like curtsy?
Hang on. Have they given you the Crown Prince report?
What?
Megan?
Kann den 2 Quadratmeter Loch für 1200 im Monat anbieten.
Yo, thanks for having me on your show, man.
It's quite alright.
Yo, just a quick one. You're not going to ask me about the gym party.
5 and 10 seconds.
See, he put that get up on himself. I'm just saying.
Was?
Going in 5, 4,
Zu wem denn?
3.
Welcome back. I'm Megan Wolf. Later, we have an exclusive first look at a theatrical sensation everyone's going to be talking about. But first, it's time to go over to the culture spot with lovely old Jeremy Donaldson, who's joined by a very special guest. Jeremy.
Thanks, Megan. I have the honour and privilege of being joined by hip-hop royalty. He's been called the son of the streets and the father of truth. Not sure how that works, but whatever. Let's welcome Jesus.
Jesus.
Thanks, Jeremy. Yeah, it's a real honor to be here on your show, the news. You know, as a kid on the streets, I used to watch you through a window of the shop, so to be here right now is crazy.
You've had quite the journey to be here today. Can you tell us about it?
Well, you know, I try not to, the past.
Noch ist es entspannt.
But yeah, man, the streets is all I remember. Like, my mother donated me to a charity shop soon after I was born. Elderly lady took pity on me. You know, she let me sleep on a pile of crime fiction until I taught myself how to walk.
Wow, that's quite the childhood.
And she died tragically. Right there in my arms, man. You know, I remember a tear falling as she laid there next to the used homeware.
Was?
And in that moment, I became a child of the streets. I was just 18 months old.
18 month old.
What a tale. What a tale. You're known for your direct and honest lyrics. Was your style informed by your troubled past?
Oh, like I said, I try not to talk about it. It's just it's just too hard.
Of course.
But my first album is about the story of the first 4 times I stole, so I wouldn't starve. A small group of infants came to see me as their de facto leader. They call me Mr. Cheese Slice. Anyway, we were like a family.
So it would seem. Recently, you've been quite outspoken about the government.
Yeah, fuck the government. Fuck Advance. Fuck Peter Clement.
What is it that you object to so vehemently?
Well, you know, they stole from us. They're taking our money and spending it, man.
Redistributing it. Actually, homelessness has been all but eliminated in the last couple of months.
So?
Surely that's a cause close to your heart?
Yeah, nah, of course, man, very much so. I just mean, like, why do I have to pay for it, you know?
You don't. People have been rehoused on property seized from the historically wealthy. And that couldn't have been you, could it?
Look, yeah, I worked hard to be here. I built this from nothing, and I deserve to be rewarded for that.
Would you say you worked harder than, say, a farmer or a care worker?
But if people are taking something from my music, choose to value it, buy it, who's to say I don't? And no one can take that away from me.
Das ist richtig.
Not even to help, say...
So, ich bin raus. Viel Spaß noch an und bis bald. Alles klar, zornige Ameise. Vielen Dank für deinen Raid. Und ich wünsche dir einen hoffentlich entspannten
I just
Vize-Reiter.
don't understand where you've placed yourself politically. I mean, is it ideological or is it tactical?
Well, it's more of
Or
like...
maybe it's hereditary.
Stop trying to tie me in knots with your words, Jeremy. I let the music speak for itself. And the people agree with me.
The people agree with you. Oh,
But you have given me a very easy
Kamera 4, da wird
a
was.
conversation that I promise you was much more painful for me than it was for you. So here he is with his hit song, Mrs. Ludlow's Tears.
Oh no, I'm going to do something a little different. It's a new single I've been working on.
Oh, so this is unapproved, is it?
Yeah. You love it?
Excellent. Don't worry, we've got a state-of-the-art censorship system. What's the worst that could happen? So here he is with a new song. Aren't we lucky? It's Jesus!
First, you're gonna pay up.
Oh
You're
yeah.
gonna pay back.
Well, we're all different races from many different places. At any given moment, only one could be the greatest. So you can feel elation from your participation. Still 2 leaders in this motherfucking nation. Now we're getting sanctioned, talking about expansion. Why does Juliet require a massive fucking mansion? So fuck all your schemes. I don't need your freaky team, and I don't need your help to achieve my fucking dreams.
Oh, das sind nicht mehr alle Bildschirme. Du willst mich verbübbeln.
So don't make a fuss when you find you're one of us. Yeah, every single one of you's a bit Jesus. And you can call me crazy, cause no one ever pays me. But I won't waste a lifetime being motherfucking lazy. I may be inventive, my taste may be expensive, but why would I get out of bed with no fucking incentive? incentive, although it's contravention of your obvious intention. I like to eat a little of the fruits in my invention. You make us the same, but we're not all the same. All our dreams, all our schemes, all our means are not the same. The best of the praise, of the crest of the wave, cause we're only equal people when we're motherfucking slaves. Take this fact, gonna stain it red, gonna slam it into Peter Clemens' motherfucking head, cause he's thick as shit, he's got a job he's unfit for. It's time to spawn a castle with a motherfucking pitchfork.
Oh Mann, Freunde. Das klappt ja mal richtig gut.
One's the push, then the shove. One's the folks to feel the burden of their motherfucking loved ones. Ones who had plenty like a motherfucking Bentley. The ones who now finding that their bank accounts are empty. The ones of aspiration who had to flee a nation. The ones who built a business that had drew the frustration. There's all sorts of people, the good and the evil. It only takes a glance to see we're not all equal. You make us the same, but we're not all the same. All our dreams, all our schemes, all our means are not the same. And the best of the praise, of the press of the ways, cause we're only equal people when we're motherfucking slaves. Gonna take this fact, gonna stain it red, gonna slam it into Peter Clemens' motherfucking head, cause he's thick as shit, he's got a job he's unfit for. Time to spawn a castle with a motherfucking pitchfork. Get out of your seats, get your asses in the streets, set a fire in the building, let them feel some fucking heat. Say you hate to go getters, no squilling bet betters, and burn them on the powers of advances fucking letters. Gonna take this fact, gonna stain it red, gonna slam it into Peter Clemens' motherfucking head, cause he's thick as shit, he's got a job he's unfit for.
Deswegen bin ich auch nicht gut in sowas wie Rockstar.
Cause they're stale and corrupt, then you're angry or wrong, then your hearts and your minds and your fists to destruct.
Jesus there with his new song. Thank you so much for joining us in the studio. I'm sorry. I may not agree with you, but I'd just like to offer you an apology. I've just been told that there was some kind of issue upstairs, and an attempt was made to censor some of your notes.
What? Are you joking?
I'd just like to say to you and everyone at home that this was a mistake.
This is absolutely ridiculous. I cannot believe it.
Here at the National Nightly News, we pride ourselves on remaining neutral, unbiased, and independent of any outside interference. You have my word. We will never censor ideas. Back to you, Megan.
Well, a bit of dangerous language there, sorry about that. Well, thank you to little Jeremy Donaldson for providing.
So weitermacht, wird sie mir Schulden tilgen.
Coming up, we'll be speaking to a couple of familiar faces.
Ich glaube auch nicht mehr, dass das was wird.
Dramatic outing. Don't go away. We'll be right back after this.
That's the ad.
Just a reminder, fixing that old VCR. Having a new tape. Past that break.
This is just a mix-up, I'm sure. Now, if you come with me, I really do have to ask
Oh,
you
trust me.
to leave.
My father's going to hear about this.
I understand. This is unbelievable, Megan.
What the fuck? Der geht nun in den Staatsknast. Segmentbewertung E. Also ich lasse das erstmal laufen, ne? Ich mache das jetzt nicht neu, um besser zu werden. Aber what the heck? Wegen Verfassungsfeindlichkeit. Also E ist ein neuer Tiefpunkt. E ist ein neuer Tiefpunkt.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, stop it.
Look at him.
If we could just get you in position.
Oh, say no more. Say no more.
Megan, Jeremy, you remember Mr. Algebra?
Vividly.
And Mr. Harris, and this is Ms. Radin.
What?
Philippa, please.
We're back together again, eh? Who'd have thought it?
Perhaps a lower order demon.
Yes, it is awfully exciting, isn't it?
Right, okay then. We're going live in 10 seconds.
Hast du auch nicht zensiert? Doch, doch. Habe ich gemacht.
5, 4, 3.
Welcome back, and no, you're not mistaken. Sitting across from us are some very familiar faces.
You really are too kind, Megan. It was only a yogurt commercial, but I'm still proud of it.
Here to talk about his new show, we're joined by National Treasure Tommy Harris, the National Theatre's Philippa Radin, and national deficit, Jeff Algebra.
It's so lovely to have you all. Tommy, would you like to tell us about the show?
You know what? I'd bloody love to. It's about me. It's about my life.
And where did the idea come from?
So, right, picture this. Their legs akimbo, mid-session, sweat is pouring out of me like an immense hog. And then Cindy comes in, she says, Pete's on the phone.
That's Peter Clement,
Entschuldigung.
the Prime Minister.
Yeah, Pete's actually a really good mate of mine.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah, no, he comes to training sometimes. He's actually a very good goal sweeper. Anyway, so, Pete, he says, Toby, he thinks my name's Toby, he says, how would you like to spread your message of team spirit and cooperation across this fractured nation? How would you like to really...
Ja, aber die anderen sind doch nicht grün, du Nudelproduzentenmöbel.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Auf was Gelbes schalten fühlt sich falsch an.
The question on everyone's lips is, what in God's name are you doing here?
Well, after the success of my debut work and all the people that I've touched, I knew that I had a career in theatre. Yeah? I've always been an admirer of Tommy from afar. So when my manager phoned and said that I'd been offered the gig as director, I was ecstatic. I whipped my trousers off and got straight to work.
Why did you do that?
I do all my best work with my trousers off.
Yeah, I've been told that too.
No, I wouldn't say so.
Right, Tommy, sorry, could you just give us a sense of what the show is actually about?
It's about how hard it's been for me and some of the struggles that I've faced. It's like really getting to the heart of how tough it is to be me. I call it Tommy Harris. Jesus, that was hard.
Catchy. We actually have some clips of the process of the show. Would you mind telling us what's going on here?
Yeah, so the show is built around two things that are very important to me. It mixes scenes from my life as well as epic fantasy retellings of scenes from my life.
But Dad, you promised you'd come to my graduation.
I'm sorry, son. You're an embarrassment.
But Dad, you promised you'd come to my graduation.
Back, demon! Back to the hells! Demon! Back to the hells!
Philippa, what's it been like co-starring with Tommy Harris?
I've always dreamed of treading the boards at medium-scale regional theatres, Megan. And for once, this show really gives me something to sink my teeth into.
What's different about this show, then?
Tommy, Mr. Harris's show really lets me show my tremendous range as an actor. I've always suffered from typecasting, forced to play the same tired characters in every god-awful yogurt advert or godforsaken soap opera or, God forbid, a pantomime. But, you know, this show has really let me just go there.
Jeff, the viewers at home will be dying to know exactly what is it that you bring to the show?
Good question. I think these guys would agree with me when I say that it's my steady hand on the tiller, my arm round the shoulder approach that really brought the production from strength to strength.
Absolutely right. Jeff's contributions are immeasurable. He was our rock.
Can you give us a sneak peek of anything else that might be in the show?
Yeah, all sorts, yeah.
We've got lots of exclusive first-hand experiences of Tommy's time in the underground sports board scene.
And some
Sports
epic
board.
fantasy retellings of Tommy's time in the underground sports board scene.
Ja. Okay. Ja.
You'll never take the sacred path!
And am I right in saying this was officially commissioned by the government?
Yeah, all paid for by the taxpayer, which, you know, to be honest, was actually a lifesaver, really.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say that without Advance's support, we'd have had to cut the finale.
Which frankly would have been a travesty.
Oh, God, Jesus Christ!
Nicht schlecht.
Every night.
Absolutely. It's a metaphor.
For what?
It's a metaphor.
For what?
Death.
And the public are footing the bill, are they?
Too bloody right they are. Between the cost of my tour bus and the dry cleaning of my ties, I'm barely scraping a profit here.
Amazing. And where can the folks at home come and see this for themselves?
We're performing all over the nation.
and people can see it for absolutely free, all courtesy of Advance. Isn't that incredible, Jeremy?
Yes, it's unbelievable. Yes.
Well, thank you all so much for coming.
Der Moderator, der Rechte, ist komplett gegen die
That's all we
Regierung.
have time for tonight. Join us tomorrow when I'll be interviewing the world's most attractive horse. I'm Jeremy Donaldson.
And I'm Megan Wolf. And from all of us here, have a peaceful night.
That's the ads. Let's get reset for tomorrow, please.
Hey, we must stop bumping into each other like this, eh?
Oh.
Oh.
Wollte er die linke Hand geben? Segmentbewertung D. Oh Gott. Oh je, oh je. Oh je. Yay, ein C. Mama, ich habe ein C auf dem Zeugnis. Immer noch lähmende Schulden. Oh, wir sind nur noch bettelarm. Yay! Aber unsere Anleihen steigen. Hier, unsere Anleihen, die mögen uns nicht und der ist auch noch zufrieden.
Wise words there.
Schauen wir mal.
For being here.
It's a great pleasure. You, Megan Wolf.
Der mit seinem kleinen Penis.
Oh, his tiny penis! He can join others on my wall.
Minister Biak?
Well, from here, yeah, you all...
See a quick 9.
Yes.
That's what I hope you're asking Megan Wolf for me.
She's out of your league, mate.
Okay, die sagen nichts mehr. Hier hören wir doch bestimmt alles. Hier wird es ja nicht zensiert. Mal gucken, was er singt. Also ich habe ein paar Mal auf jeden Fall gelesen, dass sie das Geld wegnehmen und so, aber...
Are you still not to be talking about?
This is Jeremy, and he'll be interviewing you.
Yo, thanks for having me on your show, man. So you put...
Warte mal, bis er seine Karten wegwirft.
Yeah, fuck the government.
Recently, you've been quite outspoken about the government.
Yeah, fuck the government. Fuck Advance. Fuck Peter Clement.
What is it that you object to so vehemently?
Well, you know, they stole from us. They're taking our money and spending it, man.
Redistributing it? Actually, homelessness has been all but eliminated in the last couple of months.
So?
Surely that's a cause close to your heart?
Yeah, nah, of course, man, very much so. I just mean, like, why do I have to pay for it, you know?
You don't. People have been rehoused on property seized from the historically wealthy. And that couldn't have been you, could it?
Look, yeah, I worked hard to be here. I built this from nothing, and I deserve to be rewarded for that.
Would you say you worked harder than, say, a farm?
Okay, das ist...
Excellent!
First, you're gonna pay off.
Could be the greatest, so you can feel the elation from your participation. Still two leaders in this motherfucking nation. Now we're getting sanctioned, talking about expansion. Why does Julie S require a massive fucking mansion? So fuck all your schemes. I don't need your freaky team, and I don't need your help to achieve my fucking dreams.
Ja. Die beiden Prime Minister, die stecken sich das Geld ein. War klar.
So don't make a fuss when you find you're one of us. Yeah, every single one of you's a bit Jesus. And you can call me crazy, cause no one ever pays me. But I won't waste a lifetime being motherfucking lazy. I may be inventive, my taste may be expensive, but why would I get out of bed with no fucking incentive? Although it's contravention of your obvious intention, I like to eat a little of the fruits in my invention. You make us the same, but we're not all the same. All our dreams, all our schemes, all our means are not the same. The best of the praise, of the crest of the wave, cause we're only equal people when we're motherfucking slaves. Take this fact, gonna stain it red, gonna slam it into Peter Clemens' motherfucking head, cause he's thick as shit, he's got a job he's unfit for. It's time to storm the castle with a motherfucking pitchfork.
Okay.
So this is for the smug ones, the push and the shove ones, the folks that feel the burden of their motherfucking loved ones. Ones who had plenty like a motherfucking Bentley. The ones who now finding that their bank accounts are empty. The ones with aspiration, who had to flee a nation. The ones who built a business that had dreams of perspiration. There's also...
Okay, also, wie soll ich sagen? Der ist ein Kritiker der Regierung. Okay, ein paar Tage später. Eine Leiter, die es sich zu erklimmen lohnt. Es ist ein entspannter Sonntagnachmittag im Sommer. Du und Sam machen das Beste draus, dass beide Kinder nicht zu Hause sind. Du gehst in die Speisekammer und denkst an die Zeit zurück, als es das Zimmer deiner Mutter war. Dann trittst du mit den letzten 2 Stücken des selbstgebackenen Kuchens wieder heraus. Es passiert nur selten, dass dir und Sam in diesem Haus der Rest von etwas Süßem bleibt. Du lässt dir jeden Bissen schmecken. Als du den letzten Bissen in dich hineinschaufelst, hörst du, wie die Haustür zuschlägt. Das wird Charlie sein, der von den Tatmenschen zurückkommt. Du hörst ihn regelrecht rennen, als er nach dir sucht. Und er grinst über das ganze Gesicht, als er endlich vor dir steht. Ich habe echt bedeutende Neuigkeiten. Du und Sam spielen mit und mit angehaltenem Atem sitzt ihr aufmerksam da. Ich hoffe, das lohnt sich, dass wir dem zur Regierung geschickt haben, quasi. Bereit, fragt Charlie und ihr beiden nickt begeistert. Mit einer gestikulierenden Handbewegung holt er ein neues Abzeichen aus seiner Tasche und präsentiert es euch beiden, damit ihr euch gut ansehen könnt, während er stolz verkündet: Ab dem heutigen Tag bin ich ein Mitglied des 1. Ranges bei den Kadetten des Zusammenhalts. Ich werde noch viel mehr Sachen erledigen und an einigen Wochenenden arbeiten, aber es ist echt cool. Sam gratuliert Charlie, während du nur die Stirn runzeln kannst. Für Teenager scheint das ein großer Schritt. Sam und du, ihr grinst eurem Sohn beide entgegen. Ja, wir sind glücklich, dass er glücklich ist. Der wird ins System eingespült, der Junge. Damit wir nicht mehr arbeiten müssen. That's the plan. Ein Zeichen der Dinge, die sich anbahnen. Was? Das Einkaufen, das vor den Sanktionen immer als lästige Pflicht erschien, ist jetzt noch beschwerlicher geworden. Es gelingt dir heute Abend fast alles zu beschaffen, was du für die Familie brauchst, aber morgen wirst du wiederkommen müssen, um durch die Woche zu kommen. Beim Verlassen des Parkplatzes stehst du in einer Schlange, obwohl du im Dunkeln nur schwer den Grund dafür erkennen kannst. Was auch immer die Ursache ist, hoffentlich wird das nicht lange dauern. Als das letzte Auto vor dir losfährt, erkennst du, dass ein Kontrollpunkt an der Ausfahrt für die Warteschlange verantwortlich ist. Ein freundlich dreinblickender Mann in einer Advanced-Uniform, auf der an mehreren Stellen WGZ aufgedruckt ist, kommt zu deinem Auto und klopft an der Fahrerseite gegen das Fenster. Guten Abend, es gibt keinen Grund zur Sorge, aber könnte ich bitte die Team-Mitgliedskarte sehen? Hat euch Sam nicht beide vor einer Woche dafür angemeldet? Du greifst ins Handschuhfach und kramst deine Karte hervor. Ja, alles in bester Ordnung. Vielen Dank. Bald ist übrigens die neue Teamlotterie. Da gibt es viele tolle Preise zu gewinnen. Ich wünsche noch einen angenehmen Tag. Der Mann strahlt, als er auf die Motorhaube des Wagens klopft und dich weiterwinkt. Muss man diese Karte jetzt haben? Kostenlose Preise nur, weil man eine Karte hat? Fantastisch. Na, man muss sie haben. Ich möchte nicht ganz unkritisch sein. Eine Einladung zum Ignorieren. Hä? Es ist ein Samstag. Eine deiner wenigen freien Tage. Du hast das Beste daraus gemacht. Aber als der späte Nachmittag anbricht, siehst du die Einladung am Kühlschrank hängen, die dich anklagend anstarrt. Die Szene ist sehr konfliktgeladen, wenn man noch keine hat. Kann ich mir vorstellen. Aber als der späte Nachmittag anbricht, siehst du die Einladung am Kühlschrank hängen, die dich anklagend anstarrt. Die Gala von Channel One ist ein verbindlicher Arbeitstermin. Boseman hat dir das unmissverständlich klargemacht. Und er fügt dir hinzu, wage es nicht zu spät zu kommen. Ja. Ich kann es mir nicht, ich muss gehen. Fang am besten an, dich zurechtzumachen. Du fragst dich, ob Sam dich fahren wird und 1 oder 2 Drinks könnten bei der erzwungenen Bürovergesellschaftung helfen. Hoffentlich wird es nicht zu schlimm. Du beschließt dich ziemlich gut in deinem Job. Naja. Gut in meinem Job. Eine nationale Newsnacht. Gerade noch rechtzeitig kommst du im Sauvignon an, einem der ältesten und prachtvollsten Hotels der Hauptstadt. Es überrascht dich, dass es davor eine Warteschlange gibt. Und schnell fällt dir auf, dass die Leute an der Tür von Personen in schicken Klamotten durchsucht werden, die aber sehr militärisch wirken. Während du wartest, bemerkst du, wie opulent das Gebäude ist. Es ist vielleicht der nobelste Ort, den du in deinem Leben jemals besucht hast. Du lässt dich abtasten, als du ins Hotel gelassen wirst, stößt du einen Seufzer der Erleuchtung aus. Hauptsache früh und weitgehend unbemerkt wieder gehen. Sonst landen wir noch bei den Bösen auf der Afterparty. Mich würde es aber tatsächlich jetzt bei dem Run nicht, also es würde mich nicht stören, wenn ich in der Regierungspartei lande. Weil wir haben schon so viel Propaganda für die gesendet. Als du das Gebäude betrittst, geleitet man dich in den großen Ballsaal entlang der Schilder. Die schiere Größe des Hotels lässt dich staunen und die Zahl der bewaffneten Sicherheitspersonals. Als du endlich am Ziel ankommst, fragt eine sehr ernst dreinblickende Frau an der Tür nach deinem Namen. Alex Winston. Sie überfliegt ihre Liste und flüstert dem Kellner neben ihr etwas zu. Sie sind gerade noch rechtzeitig gekommen, um vor dem Essen einen Platz zu bekommen. Emanuel wird sie zu ihrem Tisch führen. Der Kellner schenkt dir ein Lächeln, öffnet der großen Doppeltür und bedeutet dir, mit einer Geste einzutreten. Dir wird sofort klar, warum man diesen Raum den großen Ballsaal nennt. Wenn du um 8 auf eine Party gehst, bist du um 11 wieder weg? Echt? Ich nicht. Ich bleib meistens relativ lange, wenn nicht sogar bis zum Ende. Auf der Hochzeit vom besten Freund von meiner Freundin habe ich am Ende sogar noch der Band geholfen, ihre Sachen einzuräumen. Nachdem wir den Bräutigam kotzend von der Toilette aufs Hotelzimmer getragen haben. Mich muss man schon bitten zu gehen. Ja, Kutenshi, du siehst das so wie ich. Auf einer Fete, kostenloses Essen, kostenloses Trinken. Was will man mehr? Du spürst eine leichte Berührung an deinem Arm und Emanuel gibt dir mit einer Geste zu verstehen, dass du ihm folgen sollst. Er setzt dich an einen Tisch mitten im Raum. Von dort aus hast du einen guten Blick auf die Bühne. Ganz offensichtlich hast du derzeit bei Boseman einen Stein im Brett. Du sitzt mit einigen Kollegen am Tisch, die du in den Büros von Channel One schon gesehen hast, aber du kennst sie nicht so gut. Einer von ihnen erklärt dir viel zu enthusiastisch, dass an diesem Abend viele Auszeichnungen vergeben und Reden gehalten werden. Okay. Kutenshi kehrt später noch in die Kneipe. Jackpot. Ja, Jackpot. Du bist der morgens noch um 6 Uhr beim Pub gegenüber von Erytos zur letzten Runde einläutet. Wenn das ein Pub wäre, fände ich das geil. Aber das ist eine Kneipe. Das ist eine klassische deutsche Kneipe. Zu 1/3 sind da nur Alkoholiker, zu 1/3 Stammtische und zum 1/3 irgendein Gesocks. Ach so, und falls, das habe ich vielleicht noch gar nicht erzählt. Beim letzten Freitagsstream draußen gab es ja Lärm. Das habe ich ein paar Mal gesagt. Da haben sich zwei angeschrien und irgendwann hat der eine dem anderen eine reingehauen. Der ist auf den Boden gefallen. Und da war auch ein Blutfleck. Also da war richtig Bohai draußen. Jetzt habe ich Akutenchi geschockt. Das Abendessen ist wirklich lecker. Außerdem sorgt der zweifellos sehr treue Wein. Der sehr teure Wein dafür, dass die Konversation problemlos verläuft. Zu deiner großen Überraschung, Entschuldigung, wird dir sogar ein Preis als bester Newcomer in der Familie von Channel One verliehen. Was? Bester Newcomer? Okay. Als du deinen Preis abholst, entdeckst du, dass der Moderator Dr. Adrian Atkinson Blümmi ist, der für Incisors berühmt geworden ist. Incisors? Er bedankt sich bei Advance für die Unterstützung der diesjährigen Gala. Dann spricht er einen besonderen Dank an die Premierministerin Julia Salisbury und Peter Clement aus, dass diese heute Abend der Veranstaltung beiwohnen. Als du auf die Bühne trittst, siehst du, dass am vordersten Tisch in der Mitte tatsächlich die Premierminister sitzen, sowie Boseman, Meghan und einige andere sehr wohlhabende Personen, die du nicht kennst. Das erklärt die erhöhte Sicherheit. Ist richtig. Als man dir den Preis überreicht, fragt Dr. Atkinson, ob du einige Worte sagen möchtest. Du reißt einen Witz und bedankst dich bei Dave, dass er aus dem Land geflohen ist und dir seinen Job überlassen hat. Nee, ich erwähne Dave nicht. Also ich esse die Meeresfrüchte, das Tartar und die Erdbeeren, trinke keinen Alkohol und beobachte die anderen Gäste. Während ich zigmal laufe, weil ich optisch nur wenig auf dem Teller haben möchte. Das klingt äußerst durchgeplant, Manu. Hatte vorgestern etwas, waren beim Buffet-Essen beim Mongolen und zack, die Teller sind kleiner geworden. Ich musste 8-mal laufen. Das habe ich auch gemerkt. Wir waren vor, das ist schon wieder, glaube ich, 2 Monate her. Da waren wir hier bei einem Chinesen, auch Buffet. Die Teller sind auch kleiner geworden. Als du dich bei Advance bedankst, brandet Beifall im Raum. Peter als auch Julia stehen auf und baden großmütig im Applaus. Dann betonen sie, dass es in dieser Nacht nicht um sie geht, bedanken sich aber trotzdem. Als du wieder zu deinem Tisch gehst, siehst du Boseman, der dir mit einem zufriedenen Lächeln zunickt. Gehaltserhöhung, check. Als du gerade mit dem Essen fertig bist, zeigt einer deiner Tischnachbarn hinter dich. Als du dich umwendest, siehst du Boseman mit Julia Salisbury und Peter Clement im Schlepptau zügig vorbeilaufen. Du bist dir ziemlich sicher, dass er dich bewusst ignoriert hat. Offenbar stellt er die Premierminister einigen ausgewählten Personen vor, die an anderen Tischen sitzen. Dann installieren ich Kameras, um prekäre Augenblicke festzuhalten, die ich am nächsten Morgen gegen Schmiergeld abhole. Nur Psychopathen überleben in dieser Welt. Das ist nicht ganz gelogen, ist nicht ganz falsch, ja? Illegale Monopolisierung der Tellergröße bei Asia-Buffets. Das ist eine Verschwörung. Das ist die staatlich auferlegte Diätkultur. Habt ihr hier zuerst gehört? Weil du isst weniger, weil weniger auf einen Teller passt. Du läufst häufiger, das heißt, du verbrennst mehr Kalorien und trinkst mehr, weil du durstiger wirst. Zack, aufgedeckt. Hier, Galileo Mystery hat's aufgedeckt. Du isst deinen Teller leer und hörst dir die letzte Rede an. Dann machst du dich auf den Heimweg. Alles in allem war es ein sehr überraschend netter Abend. Du freust dich schon auf den nächsten. Vorausgesetzt, du bist eingeladen. Running Sushi. Auch der Hit. Was ist denn Running Sushi? Ist aber nicht das mit diesen Bändern, oder? War letzte Woche auch endlich mal wieder bei meinem Stammchinesen-Buffet. Da war glücklicherweise neben den Preisen alles noch wie vor Corona. Das ist nicht schlecht. Oh no. Hä?
What, you got someone to hose down the sun, have you?
Yes, they've just strapped on their wax wings.
Classical illusions are no substitute for air conditioning.
You know, I genuinely thought you'd be in a better mood today. She's not even here.
Wie mache ich das denn?
Our gun-toting handler.
Who, Andy?
I don't know what the fuck his name is, do I?
He's here to keep us safe when people like disrupt.
More like keep us in line.
Ach so.
Guns. Give me the willies.
Oh
10
je.
seconds, everybody.
So, we've got any actual real news tonight?
Well, the world's on fire. That good enough for you? Going in 5, 4, 3.
Nee, ich war bei meinem... Was? Bei meinem einem Weizen hab ziemlich... Du meinst wahrscheinlich hart antrainierte Essmanieren. Entweder essen oder trinken. Running Sushi ist das mit den Fahrtbändern. Okay, ich war noch nie in einem Running Sushi Laden, deswegen...
Good evening, I'm Jeremy Donaldson. Our main headlines tonight. Siege mentality. The World Council today established a military blockade to enforce the unjust and punitive sanctions now entering their 10th week. In a statement from team headquarters a short time ago,
Das gleiche.
Prime Minister Julia
Ach, ich könnte auch kein Signal
issued a
schicken. Nee, kann ich
commanding
nicht.
response to this unprovoked escalation.
The World Council should make no mistake. This blockade and the illegal sanctions it seeks to enforce are an act of war and will be treated as such. Any incursion, however slight, into our territory will be met with swift and deadly force. You have been warned.
Unser Telefon ist weg.
Ailing business.
Was
What
ist
a
das
big
denn?
beer magnet Johnny Hansleeves.
Moment. Walk safety, warning, control, protective equipment, operate at your own risk. Oh je.
Seems to have fallen on hard times as his brewery venture folds. It seems Johnny wasn't cut out for the brewing business, as poor sales force him to close his doors. And if this exclusive image is anything to go by, he hasn't been handling it well. Left with 8,000 cases of surplus stock, a heartbroken Hansleeve says he's been left with no choice but to work his way through the leftovers himself. Johnny said, I reckon at my current pace I can get through them in just over 2.5 years. But then again, I'm smashed, so what do I know? In it to win it. Exciting news from Advance today with the announcement of a new monthly prize draw for all team membership card holders. Every month, lucky winners from across the country will be picked at random to receive what Team HQ are describing as unique prizes worth more than money used to be.
Es ist immer alles so lecker, wenn es so an deinem Tisch vorbei huscht.
And if it's lucky winners delighted
Das kann ich mir vorstellen.
it looks like pretty soon everyone's going to have one. Hard pill to swallow. Throngs of men take the streets in response to the release of new pharmaceutical responsibility. Remington's Fifth's revolutionary male contraceptive pill first hit our shelves earlier this month, and as a result, scores of men have been queuing around the block and around the clock ever since. Emergency departments across the developed world have seen waiting times skyrocket over the last several weeks, as men have been on the pill experience side effects in greater numbers than expected. With some pointing the finger squarely at the manufacturing giant.
Was? Hashtag nicht geplant. Moin, Seki.
Oh, Captain, my Captain. Progress today for the stranded scientists of Dante's.
Ganz kurz. Einen wunderschönen. Was ein wildes Wolfsrudel ist erschienen und setzt Partystimmung ein. Wirkt sehr effektiv. Dann hoffe ich, dass das wilde Wolfsrudel keine Otter essen möchte. Ich hoffe, das wilde Wolfsrudel möchte keine Otter essen. Aber willkommen, willkommen, willkommen. Wie geht's euch? Wie geht's euch? Was habt ihr Schönes gemacht? Ihr habt Minecraft gespielt. Oh, Minecraft. Wusste ich, dass der Spruch kommt. Minecraft. Macht ihr was Besonderes bei Minecraft? Spielt ihr einfach so oder Mods oder... Mittwochs gibt's immer Minecraft. Das passt vom Namen. Mittwochs ist Minecraft. Mittwoch ist bei mir alles Mögliche. Ich habe keinen besonderen Mittwoch. Ich habe aktuell einen Kingdom Come Freitag und einen Retro Montag wie immer. Aber ansonsten, ich habe keinen besonderen Mittwoch. Sagt mir nicht, dass das zusammengehört, Seki. Auch zusammen. Oh, Seki, du bist doch verrückt. Einen wunderschönen Ist es Anipilai? Anipilai, wo kommt denn der Name her? Auch euch einen wunderschönen. Wie geht's euch? Was habt ihr Schönes gemacht? Auch Minecraft? Wir spielen klassisch Minecraft und bauen eine kleine Stadt mit unserer Community. Das ist nice. Das schaue ich mir mal an auf jeden Fall. Also ich gucke mir das nicht in Minecraft an, aber ich schaue mal bei euch vorbei, wie das aussieht. Ich weiß gar nicht mehr, wo ist mein Minecraft-Key? Ich gehöre zu den Leuten, ich habe Minecraft gekauft, als das noch von dem Erstentwickler, also dem Gründer gemacht wurde. Wie auch immer. Vielen Dank für dein Follow, Anipilai. Vielen Dank, willkommen bei der Otterbande. Die Kirschblüten überfluten deinen Stream. Oh, Kirschblüten. Ich liebe Kirschblüten. Deine Emotes sind geil. Ei reicht. Ei. Okay. Ei. Anni. Anni wahrscheinlich, ne? Weil Ei wäre komisch. Anni reicht. Anni kann ich aussprechen. Anni kriege ich hin. Perfekt. Wie lang baut ihr schon an der Stadt? Okay. Wir machen jetzt kurz was. Freunde. Und zwar. Nee, das mache ich nicht hier. Wir gucken ganz kurz mal Clips bei euch an. Denn ich habe da kein Plugin für. Ich habe da nie wieder ein Plugin für installiert. Deswegen mache ich das gerne manuell. Und wir gucken ganz kurz mal bei euch rein. Und dann geht's bei mir weiter. Na komm. Die Seiten laden so langsam. So. Perfekt. So, was hat man denn? Videos und Videos. Beliebte Clips. Naja, erst kommt der Mann, dann die Frau. Meinst du jetzt von den Clips? Also ich wäre jetzt nach der Raid-Reihenfolge gegangen. Aber ich kann das auch nach der Höflichkeitsregel machen. Das dürft ihr gerne mir sagen. Am besten sitzt man direkt beim Koch in der Nähe, der mit dem Messer. Ah, mit dem Sushi. Oh, All-You-Can-Eat-Sushi, ne? Ich rolle aus diesen Läden immer raus. Das ist nie gut. Ich überfress mich bis zum geht nicht mehr. Oh mein Gott, Zelda. Ja, mein Zelda-Alert. Ich bin immer noch stolz drauf. 100% Selfmade. Mojang. Genau, Mojang. Wie wird eigentlich ausgesprochen? Ist es eigentlich Mojang? Ist es Mojang? Der ist doch Skandinavier, oder? Ist jetzt der 5. Stream, also noch nicht lange. Naja, aber der 5. Stream ist jetzt nicht kurz, ne? So, wir gucken mal. Was haben wir denn? Fliegen die zweite, wie die Vögel versuchen zu fliegen. So, die 2 machen wir mal. Und von dir nehmen wir mal Ding Dong und so tötet man Mama-Bär. Was haben wir noch? Lachflash klingt gut. Lachflash klingt gut. Oh, das hat geklippt. Das hat geklippt.
Hast du gehört?
Ja, ich hör's.
Das klippt aber hart.
Ist das cool.
Ach, Minecraft. Ein Spiel, wo man einfach sein Leben drin verlieren kann.
Wolfgang.
Was ist jetzt?
Der Vogel ist
Ach, Raft. Oh, Raft möchte ich auch noch spielen mit der
Stein raus,
Community.
ich sehe das gerade.
Die Fluganimation ist interessant. Ah. Alles klar, alles klar. Ein DJ-Clip. Oh, ein DJ-Clip. Oh, Moment. Ein DJ-Clip. Seki, DJ-Clip. Habe ich da was von DJ-Clips gehört? DJ-Clip? Da, Live-Konzert. Da gucken wir rein. Oh Gott, Clips. Clips sind die Sammlung von den Dingen, auf die ein Streamer irgendwie peinlich findet und nicht mag, aber trotzdem stolz drauf sein darf. Zum Glück nicht alle deine Clips. Ja, ich hab's vergessen tatsächlich. Aber ich guck privat mal in deine Clips rein und dann gucke ich mal, was da noch so lauert. Jetzt beinahe wie unbanned. Naja, gut, der hätte, glaube ich, nicht nochmal geschrieben, ne?
No one knows what it's like to be the bad man.
Also du spielst gut, du spielst halbwegs gut Gitarre, würde ich sagen. Ich kann das nämlich gar nicht. Aber
Behind blue eyes.
gut,
No one.
ich muss sagen, Nimmersko, du kriegst leider keinen Recall-Zettel. Hast du am Mic vor kurzem was verändert? Du hast eine leichte Stimmverzerrung am Ende der Wörter. Nein. Nein. Ich habe nichts geändert. Das kann manchmal sein, wenn ich in die Richtung spreche. Nicht Live-Konzert. Doch, Live-Konzert.
Das tut bestimmt weh. Nee, das tut gar nicht weh, hier runter zu springen.
Nee, überhaupt
Du
nicht.
bist ziemlich knapp.
So.
Ich bin hier rüber gelaufen.
Das ist...
Das weiß ich noch, weil es wehgetan hat und ich rüber gelaufen bin. Da, siehst du, da ist das Bion.
Ah, okay.
Okay. Das hatten wir und das hatten wir auch. So, okay. Auf jeden Fall, ich schaue mal bei euch rein, um mir eure Minecraft-Stadt ein bisschen anzuschauen. Das ist Katastrophe. Phasmo-Clips sind die schlimmsten. Warum? Wegen der Reaktion? Zum Thema Clips. Esst nicht alles, was ihr in der Waschmaschine findet. Ja, warum sollte ich das tun? Du spielst Gitarre und ein Kumpel singt. Ah. So, ich bin im Bettchen. Ich wünsche allen eine gute Nacht. Akutenshi, du gehst aber heute früh. Sonst bist du der um 1 Uhr immer noch zu mir sagt, wie, du machst schon Schluss? Mach das, wir freuen uns, danke. Ach, du bist ein totaler Schisser. Ja, also, für die jetzt gerade neu reingekommen sind, erstmal willkommen bei mir und danke, Seki. Seki, du bist so der Richtungsvermittler von allen möglichen Streamern auf Twitch, habe ich das Gefühl. Du schickst deine Leute immer von einer Welle zur nächsten. Vielen Dank auf jeden Fall dafür, Seki. Bin hier im Bau, meine Tochter muss um 8 in der Krippe sein und um 7 Uhr geht die Kettensäge 5 Meter von meinem Bett an. Dank der Handwerker. Okay. Akutenshi, die Ausrede ist genehm. Das nehme ich. So, aber was ich sagen wollte, erstmal willkommen bei uns. Bald kommt Nossi, Kuchen und Monte, du weißt Bescheid. Ey, ganz ehrlich, wenn die hier reinplatzen, dann platz ich. Dann platze ich hier auf der Stelle so, puff, das ist der Kopf weg. Auch wenn die nicht unbedingt, Kuchen weiß ich nicht, aber Nossi, also Knossi, wie auch immer, und Monte sind jetzt nicht so ganz meine Viewer-Base, glaube ich. Ne? Aber herzlich willkommen bei uns, oder bei mir. Bei mir gibt es Retro, Indie und Story, AAA, RPG, eigentlich fast alles. Und falls ihr einfach mal wissen wollt, was ich alles so gestreamt habe in den letzten 12 bis 16 Monaten, gerne mal auf die Links klicken. Der erste Link fürs Discord, da gibt es immer die aktuellsten Infos. Ihr könnt mit der Otterbande sprechen, schnacken und ihr könnt euch jeden Tag, wenn ihr wollt, ein Otterbild angucken. Frisch aus der Twitter-Welt. Und der zweite Link führt auf den YouTube-Kanal. Gerne mal reinschauen. Da werden alle alle Plays, die ich hier mache, nehme ich auf und lade die bei YouTube hoch in besserer Qualität. Deutlich besserer Qualität. Das heißt, da habt ihr auch so ein bisschen einen Überblick, was wir bis jetzt gespielt haben. Auf der einen Seite Retro, jede Menge. Auf der anderen Seite Story Games, also Retro haben wir gespielt, Stronghold HD, Zelda A Link to the Past, Zelda 2, Chrono Trigger, zu vieles, viel zu vieles. Die Jedi Knight-Reihe, die letzten großen Titel waren Horizon Forbidden West, wir haben Zero Dawn gespielt, Elden Ring ist gerade noch alles am Veröffentlichen gerade. Also da sind auch schon 70 Folgen online oder 60. Ein Haufen Indie-Games. Also gerne mal vorbeischauen. Kann ich verstehen, habe auch so eine Baustelle neben mir, die verdichten zurzeit sehr viel Erde. Den ganzen Tag vibriert es bei mir. Deswegen gibt es Twitch, weil jeder was anderes mag. Korrekt. Ziki, korrekt. So, ich muss jetzt echt ins Bettchen. Wir lesen uns bestimmt mal wieder. Bist sympathisch und danke, Sikita, für die Empfehlung. Alles klar, Anni. Vielen Dank fürs Vorbeischauen und ich wünsche dir eine gute Nacht. Und nicht vergessen, morgen ist Vize-Freitag. Und dann ist die Woche schon fast wieder vorbei. Die 15 Meter Dachgauben stehen endlich. Nice, Akku. Akutenshi, dann geht's ja langsam voran. Kennst dich zwar nicht, aber liebes Kompliment. Auf jeden, ich mag meine Leutchen, die ich hier kennenlerne. Vielleicht bald auch mal bei dir. Ach, Seki, du bist einfach Mr. Support. Das ist jetzt ein Name für dich. Du bist Mr. Support. Mein Bett ruft auch. Wir lesen uns bestimmt mal wieder. Follow ist ja draus und bist sympathisch. Und danke für das Raid. Geht an Seki TV. Alles klar, Nimasko. Und ich wünsche dir auch eine gute Nacht. Und ja, ich hoffe, von euch bleiben vielleicht noch 2, 3 Leute da. Und ich kann euch noch ein bisschen unterhalten. Und ich wünsche euch eine gute Nacht. So, auf jeden Fall. Darf ich kurz fragen, was ihr Freitag macht? Punkt 1. Und Punkt 2, ich spiele jetzt mal weiter. Not for Broadcast. Eine Mischung aus Geschicklichkeitsspiel, Story und sehr viel Humor. Also für jeden, der es nicht kennt, definitiv eine Empfehlung wert. Ihr könnt mir vor allen Dingen mal verzweifeln zusehen.
As the captain leading their rescue mission is announced, the trapped team have survived in the cave system for many months now. But hope is on the horizon as the expedition leader is announced by the board of underground theoretics. A respected professional with decades of experience, training and knowledge, Captain Audrey Aerospace is said to be the only real choice to successfully save the troubled scientific excursion. But an unfortunate one to be saved.
Manu, du kannst gerne mal, ja, schick mal den Clip. Ich habe eigentlich ein Whitelisting eingesetzt, dass das nicht mehr geblockt werden müsste, Twitch-Clips. Versuch's mal, wenn du vom Bot kurz weggehauen wirst, dann muss der Axel dich mal kurz wieder freischalten.
Next to at a dinner party or social occasion. Burning down the house? The capital was put on high alert last night after disrupt terrorists set an emblematic fire in the heart of Parliament Park. Violent conflict broke out at the demonstration after a mob of so-called protesters from the radical group launched an unprovoked attack on community cohesion officers in attendance. With the methods of this increasingly violent rabble becoming ever more extreme, many are asking if the military should
Vielen Dank für dein Log, Seki.
Colonel Phineas Mad Badger Fortingley Davis of the 1st Mounted Bastards Brigade said his men were, and I quote, oiled up and ready for action. All this
Dorfromantik wartet. Viel Spaß bei Dorfromantik, Seki. Okay, keine Ahnung warum. Ich habe es eigentlich gewitelistet.
In this year's Feline Football Championship and her proud owner.
3,
That's all up on
2,
tonight's National
1.
Nightly News.
Gegen Störsignal kämpfen. Ja. Ah! Oh je.
But first tonight, our team of correspondents has been dispatched to every corner of the country to see how the people of this great nation of ours are coping with this unprecedented hot weather. First, let's go to Megan Wolf in Shining-on-Sea to see what the scientific community has to say. Megan, how's the weather there?
It's absolutely glorious, Jeremy. Thank you for asking. I'm here with Dr. Anna Burns at the University of Princeford. Are you enjoying the weather as much as I am?
Oh, yes, it's wonderful, isn't it? My eyelids are sweating.
And you're part of a team carrying out a study into just what's causing this unbelievable heat, is that right?
Yes, that's correct. Yes, we want to be able to reassure the public once and for all that there's absolutely nothing to worry about and that they can enjoy their sunstroke and fossil fuels in peace.
You sound very confident about that.
Oh,
Überhaupt nicht anstrengend, das Ganze hier.
Without any hesitation, there's really no cause for any concern here. I've actually left my car running.
So tell us about this experiment.
Well, we take data from weather stations from all over the world, along with atmospheric samples, and we take all that and we feed it into this state-of-the-art computer, and very soon we'll be getting a high-tech readout of the results.
That sounds very fancy.
I should just say, none of this would be possible without the generous support of Remington's Fist. This is all thanks to their unrivaled investment in our future, and may I just say, complimentary personal anecdote.
Gut abgelesen.
Here we go.
Gut abgelesen.
And, as expected, everything is absolutely fucked. Hang on. This can't be right.
Right, but obviously you said a second ago that everything is absolutely fine, so...
Well, actually, under concern level, it just says, why, God, why?
We should be celebrating these wonderful results, I think.
Yeah? We need to evolve gills within 40 years.
You look thirsty.
Kiemen entwickeln.
It just says, shit.
Look at you. This is meant to be a celebration. Can't go around looking like that.
Shit.
There you go. Much better. Can I just say thank you again to Sophia Remington for providing all of this.
Everyone, we don't have long. Time is running out.
It's running out. Absolutely right. That is all we have time for.
Abandon hope and return to the forest.
Enjoy that.
Die Welt geht unter.
I'd like to thank Dr. Burns for just one opinion on the climate.
The sea will reclaim us all.
There you have it, Jeremy. Proof, if proof be need be, that everything is just fine. I'm Megan Wolf, here with science. Back to you.
Megan Wolf there, attempting to do some actual news. Next, let's over to Robin Short, who's in Scritchford with some of the winners of this week's team membership lottery. Robin?
Thanks, Jeremy. I'm here in Scritchford with Gary Failsafe,
Das läuft
a
alles noch?
janitor at the local school, and Amelia Jackhammer, an aspiring
Jackhammer.
poet. Both of you were drawn at random from those who hold team membership cards.
Wir werden alle sterben. Nicht, wenn du Kiemen hast.
Amazing prize. How do you feel? Filled with fervent euphoria.
Was?
Yeah, good, yeah.
And all that we had to do was fill in a quick form or two. Wow, that sounds so convenient. But we're all dying to know, what have you won?
That's right, Robin. I've won dinner with Julius Salisbury at one of the capital's top restaurants.
Ooh, swanky.
I've been invited to Peter Clement's house to help him dredge the gutter in.
Das ist so kaputt, das System.
Absolutely terrific. You must both be over the moon.
I've written a poem about it.
So, can you tell me about the moment when you first heard the news?
Well, I was battling against a particularly difficult floater, probably one of the 6 swarmers, when the headmaster came and found me.
I was involved in a similarly brutal conflict with a particularly arduous stanza.
So you were both polishing turds?
Alles auf die Arche.
No, I don't like to polish them. I like to keep them intact for my collection.
Oh. How unexpected.
I don't polish turds. I write poetry.
Potato, potato. So Gary...
Potato, potato.
Peter Clement's gonna let me keep the contents.
Ach, manche Sprüche der Engländer sind echt cool.
Signed up for team membership. Was it in hopes of winning the lottery, or were there other reasons?
I like a flutter, of course, but no, the boss said I had to sign up to keep coming into school.
Very sensible. It's important to know who we're trusting around our children.
Oh, I have an unpublished book of sonnets about children.
Oh, bitte
Perhaps you'd
nicht.
like to hear one.
No.
Nein.
Or an anthology of haikus on the death of innocence.
Nein.
I'd rather hear about Gary's turd collection.
Really? I thought you might say that.
Oh.
Are you all right?
Yes, it's coming.
What's coming?
It's inspiration and it's delicious.
Right you are.
Today on the show there's no news. Just a man who keeps multiple poos.
Here,
No.
this big one's my favourite. See how it's fibrous, really lovely texture.
Would you encourage other people to enter for their chance to win?
So bis 1:15 mindestens.
The national news lost its way when it covered some crap on a tray.
Some of these are quite rare.
Maybe that was unfair.
Wahrscheinlich
That's all we
2:30.
have time for today. Back to you, Jeremy.
Thanks, Robin. What a lucky pair they are. And finally in this segment, it's over to Patrick Bannon,
Oh,
who's
man.
gone to the smelliest town in the country to see how the unprecedented weather is affecting the locals. Patrick?
Hello there, Jeremy. Hello, yes. I'm here live in Grizzleford, which has recently voted the smelliest town in the country. And I have to say that, you know, in this heat, the smell really is. I mean, it's something else. Barry Lardons, mate, you've lived here your whole life. How'd you put up with the stink?
Well, we're just all very proud of our achievement, to be honest with you.
Was für ein Achievement.
Do you know what it's like, son, being the second smelliest town? No, I don't. Living in the shadow of Arseminster.
Arseminster.
But who's laughing now, eh?
Ach, fuck.
So what happened, mate?
Right, the good people from Remington's Fist came in and saved the day with their factory.
You're talking, of course, about the newly built flour factory.
Yeah, they gave us this big presentation on jobs and growth. But as soon as we heard about the stench, we paid them whatever they wanted to put it here.
Does the stink not affect your life in every way, Barry? I mean, perhaps if you're filling in a tax return or completing the physical act of love.
It's strong at first, but you get used to it after several weeks of your first bout of sickness. The judges were very impressed.
So, what's the sickness?
Oh, that's nothing to worry about. It takes a few minutes before you develop any symptoms. Now, folk are saying something about the production line and how they dump carcasses directly into the water main, but I think it's probably a few valves on the high street.
On the high street? Should I see a doctor? What are the symptoms?
Well, the first one is asking stupid questions. Then folk experience a loss of inhibition.
Fuck off, do they? When was the last time you brushed your teeth, you stinking old tramp?
The next recording is a period of randomly bursting into song, followed immediately by delusions of grandeur.
That's not really a problem. I've sung of my life. Hello, it's sexy Patrick Bannon, and he's wearing sexy shorts now.
Jetzt geht's
Oh my
los.
God, look at me. I'm like a stallion. I should take my shirt off. You know what? I'll even let you touch me if you want.
That will be the bout of undeserved self-confidence.
Love the Bannon. Feel the Bannon. Oh, man.
And the ennui. All that's left now are the hallucinations and unconsciousness.
No, Dottie? Was that you? Why are you made out of elbows? You know I don't eat opinions.
Warum bestehst du nur aus Ellbogen?
Up, he'll be just fine. We'll just find a place to stick him where it won't matter how many times he evacuates his bowels.
Mist. Nein. Ah!
Right, that's all here from Grizzleford, a town that's really making a stink. Oh. Dan, you need to stand back.
Mann.
When we come back, I'll be talking to 3 members of the general public who appear to be here purely for medical reasons. Don't go away. Unless, of course, you've got something better to do. We'll be back after these messages.
This next section features a potentially controversial guest. Advance may request some censorship if he goes too off-topic. You've done a great job so far keeping everyone happy, so let's keep up the good work.
Degrees in here, and I can't do this anymore.
You say this every Friday.
I've done something.
What do you mean? Jeremy?
My mic is still.
Der Nachrichtensprecher, ja. Der Nachrichtensprecher ist ganz klar für die also für die Opposition. Der ganz klar.
That's what I'm talking about? Cat football? We should be doing an interview with the War Minister, or a report from Grentham Downs. Even the weather would be more fucking relevant than this.
Jeremy, please, just breathe. It's just something light to keep people's minds off things.
Exactly, which is wrong. People's minds should be very much on things. Christ, it's so fucking hot!
Please take your seats as quickly as you can.
I can't do this anymore, Jenny. I've had enough. That's it. This is just
10 seconds! Get over yourself, Jeremy. Why don't you stop feeling sorry for yourself for 5, 4, 3...
Welcome back to the National Nightly News with me, your host, Jeremy Donaldson. Later, we'll be talking to the captain of the territory's first cat football team, Professor
Katzenfußballteam.
But first, I'm joined by 3 guests with some balmy bodily behaviours. Joining me is a woman who's been hiccuping for over 9 months. Isn't that right, Miss Piercy?
Yes, that's right.
Das tut mega weh.
Tell us, what brought all this on?
Well, it's all a bit of a blur, Jeremy, to be totally frank with you. So I was watching your show and I remember seeing the news about the election and it hasn't stopped since.
Fascinating stuff. Also here is Frankie's
Logorös ein anerkanntes Laden. Heißt das so?
steam pipe.
Okay.
Perhaps you could explain to us exactly what your physiological foreboil is.
I'm here to say it's high time people like me were respected. We're constantly overlooked in the workplace, we're whispered about on buses, and we're asked politely to leave children's birthday parties. And it's disgusting. I'm sorry, my bowels have comic timing.
And finally, I'm joined by a man who answers every question honestly, even when it
Kennt.
isn't aimed at him.
Da fällt mir gerade ein, kennt einer die Szene, wo, oder die Talkshow, wo alle so eine komische Lache haben? Diesen Clip? Ach so, Sprechdurchfall? Habe ich noch nie gesehen.
How do you cope with that, Mr. Truman?
With a combination of booze, self-hatred, and hardcore pornography.
Okay.
Not according to my therapist.
Well, in that case, let's speak to Rose. Tell me, how does the hiccuping impact you?
I get shushed a lot, which is hard. At work, they've asked me to stop answering the phones. It's really affected my confidence.
Well, I find it really fucking irritating.
Do people tend to believe your story?
Fuck no.
Actually, I've been surprised at how much support I've received.
And Frankie, why have you come here today?
Because my wife left me, and I was hoping that the fame would win her back.
We've started a group for people with ailments deemed broadly comical by society. It's called Take Us Seriously.
That's right. And we bloody well mean it.
And who's joined so far?
A bunch of fucking losers.
It's just us so far.
And how much success have you had?
Well, we've seen some real positive changes.
I don't want to toot my own horn, but it's been a runaway success.
Shit all. Not a single person come to our fun run, and all of our leaflets fell in the canal.
Well, Miss Piercy, some people are
Oh,
saying that
man.
it was actually caused by the shocking events of that night. What do you think?
Come down, Mr. Donaldson, that's absolute rubbish.
What it'd be like to have a pair of tits.
Could you? I'm sorry, it's very hot. What was I thinking?
That you're a team fuck puppet?
No.
Or a sellout cunt?
Apologies. Just a reminder that he can't help it. And hey, if this isn't live television, then what is it?
Fuckfest of propaganda masquerading as journalism.
Right, Frankie, Rose, tell us, how can the viewers get involved with your cause?
Yes, we're holding a sponsored run in Capital Park.
Okay, jetzt wird dir irgendwas
next
gesagt.
weekend. It's called the No Smiles 13
Das müssen wir uns angucken nachher.
The No Laugh Half. What did I say before the show?
That it was the team pulling Jeremy Donaldson's strings.
No, I didn't say.
Wow, we may have to end that there, unfortunately. What a harmless bit of fun.
Oh, guck mal, da wird er mitgenommen.
Steady on!
This is exactly what I'm talking about. We demand respect.
Yes, well, later, I'll be talking to Professor Pumpkin. A ginger tabby with a world-class pair of penalty paws. Is that really necessary?
No, it isn't. Let go. Not you.
Unhand him at once. Enough! That's enough! Enough!
What are you doing?
Trying not to piss myself.
Alex, cut.
Don't you dare!
Oh, jetzt geht's los.
Cut to the ads before I tell you to. Now, you in the broadcast centre. Bozeman's little scapegoat. You listen to me. You cut to the ads before I tell you to, and I will kill every single person in this studio. I am thinking about what I'm doing. I've been thinking about it for a long time. We all should be. Christ, it's so fucking hot in here. Do you remember when we used to do the real news? Before it was all lottery winners and bloody cat football? We are on the brink of a siege, the likes of which the world hasn't seen in hundreds of years. The enemy is at the gates, and I'm stuck here.
Gleich sehr viel zu verarbeiten.
Fucking idiots!
I think my hiccups have stopped.
You three, get the fuck out of my studio. Go on, now, go! Before I change my mind. Jenny, lock the doors. Jenny, lock the doors.
Yes, Jeremy.
Now. Good. Yes. Now. Good. Right. Yes. You in the broadcast centre. Alex, you listen to me. You pay attention. Now, I'm sure you've already loaded up exactly what you're going to play in the commercial, but today is going to be a little bit different. Look to your right.
Hab ich schon gemacht.
Really, look to your right. There is a VHS tape, and I want you to load it into one of the machines. And when I say so, and not before, you play it. You've got about 15 seconds, so I wouldn't waste any time. Now, all cameras.
I assume you won't be playing that tape. This station does not negotiate with terrorists. I hope I've made myself clear. You seem to know what to do.
Ich mach Feierabend. Gute Nacht, Kosik.
Is either one-sided
Und
or now,
ein,
we're gonna
ja,
show the other
schönen
side
Donnerstag.
for a bit of fucking balance. Like the good old days. Alex, play the fucking tape. Now, I don't want to hurt any of you. If I see anything I don't like, I will not hesitate to start.
Alex, you're going to get me in trouble with that. Let's hope you made the right call.
Reset the system for the third segment.
Ja, ich will, dass kein abgeknallt wird, ne? Spiel das Band.
Advance aided by the mass media are lying to you.
A+.
The elderly are not a burden. The rich were not all crazy. And the team membership card is an ID card, no matter how tempting the prizes are. But who am I to tell you this? A voice from the shadows trying to tell you that everything you know is wrong. Why would you trust a man too scared to show his own face?
Oh.
Don't switch off. Please, don't switch off. My name is Alan James, and I think that certain rights are worth fighting for. The right to keep the rewards of our own hard work. The right to be kept alive in our dotage. and the right to question our government without worrying what our children will report to their fellow go-getters. I love this country. It may be what I am, and I'll fight for it. In fact, I'll die for it, if I have to. But I can't do it alone. Disrupt a growing movement,
How long?
but we need your help, your support.
How
Please,
long?
look for us, find us,
And the studio
and if you
doors
also
will
know
still
in your
locked?
heart that there is something deeply wrong in this country, join us. Resist.
I don't know.
Disrupt.
This wasn't what I planned. I mean, some of it was. I had speech, look. But this was unexpected. This was unexpected.
So what now, Jeremy? So what now, Jeremy?
It was supposed to be your day off. It was supposed to be your day off.
Please, don't do any more stupid things today. Please, don't do any more stupid things today.
How long, Jenny? How
You're
long?
already live. You're already live.
Welcome back to the National Nightly News. Welcome
Yeah,
back
it's
to the
good,
joining me
Ross.
unexpectedly. Joining me I very much imagine will be my last broadcast. Our two new guests. Jenny works here at the National Nightly News, and is someone I consider a friend. Well, and next to her is. What's your name?
Andy.
What's your name? Andy's a policeman.
Andy.
Only we don't call him that anymore. He's a community cohesion official. He's a community
Officer.
cohesion official. Sorry.
It's community cohesion officer, CCO.
And how's that feel, Andy? Being rebranded?
It's good. It's not about confrontation anymore. You know, the force had its fair share of problems. The team doesn't have as many.
Die Einschaltquoten sind gerade on the roof.
Couldn't or wouldn't?
I don't know what you want me to say.
Christ, you're fucking useless, aren't you? We'll come back to you later. Jenny?
I don't want to be on the news, Jeremy.
That's perfectly understandable.
Bitte, ich habe selber, irgendwann hat es mich gestört. Ich habe es einfach nur nicht leise genug gemacht.
Jenny, why did you join the National Nightly News team? Why did you join the National Nightly News?
I always wanted to work in news.
Yes, but why specifically this program? Yes, but why the National Nightly News?
It was the news everyone trusted. Is. Do you really want to quibble semantics at gunpoint?
Is there something else you'd rather discuss? Is there something else
There's a
you'd
great
rather
big
discuss?
Alan James-sized elephant in the room you seem to be ignoring.
What do you mean?
I saw your face when that hood came down. You didn't know, did you?
It's about the message, not the messenger. It's
Like
about
I
the
said,
message,
you
not the
didn't know.
messenger. No. I didn't know. The people I met were with. He wasn't there. I didn't know it was Alan James.
I'm sorry. But seriously. Alan fucking James. You're flushing your life down the toilet for. God, I love you, Jeremy, but.
He's a good speaker. He's popular in the country.
He's crazy.
Not right.
Look, forget Alan James. There is still something deeply wrong. And you know it, Jenny. And you know it, Andy. And you at home, you know it too. Meanwhile, I'm interviewing a guest who stinks of shit. Patrick is paddling about in shit. And Robin is literally interviewing someone who collects the fucking stuff. I mean, it's not sophisticated, but what a metaphor. We are sleepwalking our way into oppression, and the news isn't saying anything. We're not saying anything.
Says who? Alan fucking James.
What are all those scientists working on at Grentham Downs? What are they testing underground at Altergrave? Andy, your turn. Make yourself fucking useful. How many people have you brought in for consultations just because they weren't carrying or didn't have team membership cards?
Oh, well, there's other forms of identification that we will accept.
For how long?
We're just here to help.
Then why do you need these?
Yeah.
Not really help when it's offered at gunpoint, is it, Andy? Let me demonstrate it for you. Let me help you. You read these cards with my notes on it, and you'll probably digest a fact. That'd be helpful, wouldn't it, Andy? Knowing a fact?
What? I don't understand.
Do you want my help,
Yes,
Andy?
yes, whatever you say, yes.
Security are here, Jeremy.
Eat it.
What?
Eat it. Eat the fucking news, Andy, or I'll force it down your fucking throat.
Jeremy, stop.
Go on.
Really?
Eat it. Eat it, you fucking silly.
Jeremy, stop.
We will kill you. Please, don't make me watch that. Don't make me watch that.
Of course. You're right.
Und jetzt klärt jetzt ab.
Sorry, everyone. Sorry, everyone. You can put the card down now, Andy. You can put the card down now, Andy. You can go now. You too, Jenny. Fuck off over there. You too, Jenny. Fuck off over there. And then he done. And then he done. All cameras on me.
Sehr schön. Ach, Seki. Einen wunderschönen. Das ist die Kamera. Einen wunderschönen Grief TV. Willkommen, willkommen. Wie geht's euch? Was habt ihr Schönes gemacht? Wie war der Stream? Moin, Dark Jen. 007. Ein echter Agent. Mindbreak. Aller guten Dinge sind 3, Seki. Weißt du? Agentin. Entschuldigung. Shame on me. I'm sorry. Moment. Tut mir leid. Wie geht's euch? Grief TV? Nee, Grief TV. Oder nicht? Oh, Osu. Oh Gott. Willkommen bei einer Person, die gar kein Taktgefühl hat. Agent, Agentin, egal. Spreche ich hier mal als Crew auf? Ja. Da steht auch Crew. Da steht auch Crew. Ziki, du hast recht. Ah, willkommen, willkommen. Ich bin auch schon ein paar Stündchen online. Da kann das mal untergehen. Aber ihr seid gerade quasi mitten in einer Story-Sequenz von Don't Broadcast It. Nee, Not for Broadcast. So war das Spiel. Und also jeder von euch, der das noch nicht kennt, es ist ein Spiel, was ich definitiv empfehlen kann. Es ist lustig und storylastig. Richtig geil gemacht. Erst Warzone und dann Osu, weil Server-Valhalla Krise gemacht hat. Ah. Serverkrise. Du bist zu selten on und ich zu selten da. Oh je. Aber Seki, du kannst ja auch nicht alle Emotes immer sehen, oder?
How many people were transitioned last month? A record high. Again. If you care. Again. Shouldn't someone ask Advance how they plan to deal with this blockade? How many years or months of supplies we have? Why aren't we asking these questions instead of whose shit is this? There's a cat backstage dressed as a fucking goalie, for Christ's sake. He's even got the little gloves. Anyway. That's why I arranged for you to see that broadcast from the last break. I didn't know it was going to be him, but I guess that just about sums it up. We are all up Ship Creek with a paddle made of Alan fucking James. Christ is also fucking pointless.
Safe ist ja auch, wie Freundschaft hört mit der Zeit nicht auf. Ich mach Schluss. Was passiert gerade? Was machen Sachen? Leute, was machen Sachen? Antrag abgelehnt ist auch okay. Vielen Dank für eure Follows. Danke Crew und danke Dark Jen. Vielen Dank. Willkommen bei der Otterbande. wenn ihr wollt, wenn ihr möchtet, ich mach's mal wieder. Eigenwerbung stinkt, aber ich muss es machen. Ein bisschen Eigenwerbung. Gerne auch mal auf den anderen Kanälen bei mir vorbeischauen. Wenn ihr am meisten, wenn ihr wissen wollt, was ich streame und generell, wie es so bei mir auf dem Kanal abläuft, einfach auf den YouTube-Kanal schauen. Da gibt es auf der einen Seite Shorts, auf der anderen Seite die Gameplays der letzten 16 Monate oder sowas. Da kriegt ihr auf jeden Fall einen guten Überblick, was ich so streame. Kurz gefasst, alles über Retro, Indie, Story-Games, RPGs, einige ausgewählte AAA-Titel, PC und PlayStation 5, bis jetzt so gesehen. Aber gerne mal vorbeischauen. So, Romantik wartet weiterhin. Wir sehen uns nachher, wenn du müde wirst. Ja, alles klar, Seki. Alles klar. Ich muss auf jeden Fall jetzt raus. Wünsche euch noch was. Gehe jetzt noch baden. Alles klar, Crew. Um 0:45 Uhr. Habe ich auch noch nicht gemacht. Aber ich wünsche viel Spaß dabei.
Pointless. I was going to quit tonight. I was going to quit. Take a holiday. Try something else. Take a holiday. Out of the limelight. Try something else. Maybe try having a relationship. I hear they're nice. Having a relationship. Never tried. I never tried. I loved the news. I loved it. And now, well...
God, Jeremy, don't!
I've tried my best to be honest with you, but this just isn't the news anymore.
Knallt der sich selber ab?
I've lost this fight.
Alex, think of the consequences.
I've let you down.
Please, we can't show this. Cut to the ads. Please, we can't show this.
My name's Jeremy
Now!
Donaldson.
Do it now!
If you can.
Do it now!
Somehow. I envy you if you can.
Ah!
This summer,
Ah!
deserve a treat.
Hey, nicht wegschneiden! Ich musste! Ich musste, Mann! Ich musste!
Carousel.
Ich musste!
We've got none of that.
Mein Finger hat's einfach nicht gelassen.
Danger cars. Colorful germ pair.
Habe gute Tipps bekommen von Matthias. Zum Planschen?
Stay with us in our rustic accommodation.
Das Beste verkackt weg. Neustart? Okay. Wenn ich jetzt auf erneut spielen gehe, speichert der das, was ich gemacht habe bis jetzt?
With our fantastic live entertainment, actual activities, legally edible food and air, you're bound to find the perfect family getaway.
Ah, wir machen nochmal neu. Ja, okay. Ja. Nee, wir müssen das Segment jetzt nochmal neu machen. Ah.
You've seen our symbols on your walls. You've heard them lie about us on the news. We are the resistance. We are disrupt, and we're going to tell you the truth. Advance aided by the mass media are lying to you. The elderly are not a burden. The rich were not all crazy. And the team membership card is an ID card, no matter how tempting the prices are. But who am I to tell you this? A voice from the shadows.
Oh mein Gott, das ist gruselig.
Everything you know is wrong.
Ja, ein bisschen.
Why would you trust a man too scared to show his own face?
Don't switch off. Please, don't switch off. My name is Alan James, and I think that certain rights are worth fighting for. The right to keep the rewards of our own hard work. The right to be kept alive in our dotage. And the right to question our government without worrying what our children will report to their fellow go-getters. I love this country. It may be what I am, and I'll fight for it. In fact, I'll die for it, if I have to. But I can't
Das Spiel ist so gut gemacht, ne? Es ist so...
But we need your help.
How long?
Es ist so eine simple... so eine simple Technik.
Studio doors are all still locked?
aber trotzdem unheimlich geil gemacht.
So what now?
I don't know. This wasn't what I planned. I mean, some of it was. I had a speech, look. But this was unexpected.
So what now, Jeremy?
It was supposed to be your day off.
God, please, don't do any more stupid things today.
How long? How long, Jenny?
We're already live.
Already live.
Welcome back to the National Nightly News. Joining me, unexpectedly, for I very much imagine will be my last broadcast, are two new guests. Jenny works here at the National Nightly News and is someone I consider, well, a friend. And next to her is... What's your name?
Andy.
Andy's a policeman. Only we don't call him that anymore. He's a community cohesion official.
Officer.
Sorry?
It's community cohesion officer, CCO.
And how's that feel, Andy? Being rebranded?
It's good. it's not about confrontation anymore. You know, the force had its fair share of problems. The team doesn't have as many.
But it still has some.
I couldn't say.
Couldn't or wouldn't?
I don't know what you want me to say.
Christ, you're fucking useless, aren't you? We'll come back to you later. Jenny?
I don't want to be on the news, Jeremy.
That's perfectly understandable.
Ich glaube, ich kann machen, was ich will. Die Einschaltquoten gehen nicht runter.
Jenny, why did you join the National Nightly News team?
I always wanted to work in news.
Yes, but why specifically this program? The National Nightly News.
It was the news everyone trusted.
Was?
Is. Do you really want to quibble semantics at gunpoint?
Is there something else you'd rather discuss?
Well, there is a great big Alan James-sized elephant in the room you seem to be ignoring.
What do you mean?
I saw your face when that hood came down. You didn't know, did you?
It's about the message, not the messenger.
Like I said, you didn't know.
No. I didn't know. The people I met were with... He wasn't there.
God,
I didn't know it was Alan James.
I'm sorry. But seriously, Alan fucking James. You're flushing your life down the toilet for... God, I love you, Jeremy, but...
He's a good speaker.
Was?
He's popular in the country.
That right?
Das ist auch das Wichtigste.
Look, forget Alan James. There is still something deeply wrong. And you know it, Jenny. And you know it, Andy. And you at home, you know it too. Meanwhile, I'm interviewing a guest who stinks of shit. Patrick is paddling about in shit. And Robin is literally interviewing someone who collects the fucking stuff. I mean, it's not sophisticated, but what a metaphor. We are sleepwalking our way into oppression, and the news isn't saying anything. We're not saying anything.
Says who? Alan fucking James.
What are all those scientists working on at Grantham Downs? What are they testing underground at Altergrave? Andy, your turn. Make yourself fucking useful. How many people have you brought in for consultations just because they weren't carrying or didn't have team membership cards?
Oh, well, there's other forms of identification that we will accept.
For how long?
We're just here to help.
Then why do you need these?
Gute Frage.
Not really help when it's offered at gunpoint, is it, Andy? Let me demonstrate it for you. Let me help you. You read these cards with my notes on it, and you'll probably digest a fact. That'd be helpful, wouldn't it, Andy? Knowing a fact?
What? I don't understand.
Do you want my help,
Yes,
Andy?
yes, whatever you say, yes.
Security are here, Jeremy.
Eat it.
What?
Eat the fucking news, Andy, or I'll force it down your fucking throat.
Jeremy, stop.
Go on.
Der meint das ernst. Er soll jetzt essen, oder?
Eat it, you fucking bully.
Jeremy, stop. They will kill you. Please, don't make me watch that.
You're right. Sorry. Sorry, everyone. You can put the card down now, Andy. You can go now. You too, Jenny. Fuck off over there. We're nearly done. All cameras on me. This new regime of ours is so seductive.
So.
I understand that. But before we all hand off our freedoms, should we ask to whom we're
Die
handing them
echten,
over?
ja.
Don't you want to know what's being done in your name?
Nee, also ich glaube, die echte Nachricht ist ein bisschen, dass die Medien dir niemals die ganze Wahrheit erzählen. Und dass du die ganze Wahrheit gar nicht hören willst.
How many people were transitioned last month? A record high. Again, if you care. Shouldn't someone ask Advance how they plan to deal with this blockade? How many years or months of supplies we have? Why aren't we asking these questions instead of, whose shit is this? There's a cat backstage dressed as a fucking goalie, for Christ's sake. He's even got the little gloves. Anyway, that's why I arranged for you to see that broadcast in the last break. I didn't know it was going to be him, but I guess that just about sums it up. We are all up Ship Creek with a paddle made of Alan fucking James. Christ, it's all so fucking pointless. I was going to quit tonight. Take a holiday. Try something else. Out of the limelight. Maybe try having a relationship. I hear they're nice. Never tried it.
So traurig.
I loved the news. And now, well...
God, Jeremy, don't!
I've tried my best to be honest with you, but this just isn't the news anymore. And I'm sorry.
Ads.
I've lost this fight.
Alex, think of the consequences.
I'll let you down.
Please, we can't show this. Cut to the ads.
My name's Jeremy
Now!
Donaldson.
Do it now!
If you can. Somehow. I envy you if you can. Have a peaceful night.
Jeremy!
Kaboom! Fun Fact, das ist hier noch nicht der Dark Part des Spiels. Meine Bewertung ist jetzt bei E. Die war vorher bei A+. FU. Ist das jetzt wie bei Doki Doki? Das ist noch nicht mal der Dark Part vom Spiel. Ich habe aber meinen Lohn erhalten. Yay! Und der ist nach oben gegangen. Wir sind jetzt noch battlearm. Vielleicht. Es ist ja nicht viel passiert, ne? Ist ja gar nicht so viel passiert.
All this, and I'll be talking to some people with hot weather. First, let's go to Megan Wolf in Shining-on-Sea to see what the scientific community has to say. Megan, how's the weather?
You sure you don't want a drink? No, thank you.
Okay.
No, I'd really best not.
Like on the beach?
You're really not my type.
Ah.
Oh, go on then. But just the one. I am supposed to be working. They can enjoy their sunstroke and
Lovely,
fossil fuel.
apparently. Who would have thought it?
Going so well recently.
No, I don't want that either. What I want is, well, never mind. Right now, I'd happily settle for a desk fan.
Bozeman will never approve it.
Do you know they have dinner together?
Who?
Bozeman and Megan, and Bozeman's wife, who is lovely, apparently. Who would have thought it? Bozeman managed to persuade some poor, hapless victim to shackle themselves to his ego.
Your mic's still live. And I have met Bozeman's wife, and she is lovely, actually.
What do you mean you've met Bozeman's wife? How come you've met her? I don't even know she exists.
Because in the 8 years I've worked with you, I've never seen you attend a single workplace social event.
I hate them, that
Tja.
Yes, imagine the horror of spending an evening with your colleagues.
I want to spend an evening with that fucking rapper.
Ich mir gerade, du hättest das nicht machen müssen und die anderen auch nicht natürlich.
Yes, it was about the last time we did the actual news, wasn't it? Before your lot turned into this shit.
Tapfer nicht in Werbung, ja, weil ich wurde von meinem Mod gezwungen.
My lot?
Well, it's not my fault, is it? Why are you even here today? I mean, it's supposed to be your day off.
I am not talking to you.
Sowas brauche ich auch, dann spiegelt meine Stimme vielleicht nicht mehr so sehr.
Thanks, Jeremy. I'm here in Scritchford with Gary Failsafe, a janitor at the local school.
Has anyone seen
I'm here in Scritchford, an aspiring poet.
Jenny!
Both of you were drawn at random
Jenny!
from those who hold team membership
Can I get a
cards
refill,
to receive
please?
this week's amazing prize. How But we're all dying to... What have you won?
School. I like a flutter, of course, but no.
Well, go on then. Thank you. Well, the inevitable clusterfuck of an interview that is this, Gary the shit collector, comes to an end. So, if you wouldn't mind, please.
Okay.
Is affecting the locals. Patrick?
You, Jeremy.
Thanks, Robin. What a lucky pair they...
That was disgusting. Go. Just get out of here. Go.
Sorry, I might have got a bit carried away, all right.
No, not you. You. Yes, you. Get out of my face. Oh, Jesus.
This one's called
Okay.
Studying Corn.
Finally found someone in a worse situation than you.
I'm picking up that you might be somewhat annoyed with me.
For your information, Jeremy, me and my lot aren't the reason there's no real news left. I put plenty of ideas forward, but they always get squashed up the chain.
Fucking Bozeman.
No, not Bozeman, further up.
Oh, tell me more.
I shouldn't have even said that.
Okay.
Well, Patrick, who's not looking presentable now, eh? Fucking arsehole.
Mhm.
Actually unconscious. Are we going to come back now? Okay, he's passed out. He's actually
Don't worry, folks.
unconscious.
Once
Are we
he
going to
wakes
come
up,
back
he'll
now?
be just fine. We'll just find a place to stick him where it won't matter how many times he evacuates his bowels. Right, that's all here from Grizzleford, a town that's really making a stink. I'm Barry Lardons. Back to you, Jeremy.
Barry Lardons.
Right
Thanks,
now.
Barry.
You
Well,
need
a
to
naval blockade being set
stand
up around
back.
our coastline as we speak.
No, way back. The first few expulsions are devastating.
Is he all right?
Oh, you've started now. Right, you might take yourself a seat before it gets messy.
Hat er deswegen eine kurze Hose an?
I don't care. It's done. I am done. It's 200 fucking degrees in here.
Okay, ich bin gespannt, was jetzt passiert. Wenn das noch nicht mehr der Dark Part wäre. Das Schlimme ist, bis wir das wieder spielen, dauert eine ganze Weile.